I've buried to this day over 10,000 bodies. I've washed over 6,000 bodies. I've been doing this since I was 17, picking up bodies, burying bodies, digging graves, all that life. I've been around a lot of dead people or people dying. And you go to the hospital down the road and you ask people, what's the most important thing right now to you? He ain't going to tell you his bank account. He's not going to tell you his next meal. He's not going to tell you the workout or his house or anything worldly. He's going to tell you, I just want to be close to God. When I look at that lifeless body on the table, I say to myself, you were something yesterday. Today, no one cares anymore. Especially when I put him into dirt. The truck backs up, in 13 seconds that hole's filled up with dirt, and you'll see all the footsteps start moving away from the graves. People walk away. To indicate now you are truly alone. You are back with your Lord. And this is our biggest problem, is contentment.
Yeah, you said that.
We're never content and we're not humble. We have pride in us, and the only thing that will swallow your pride is the dirt. When you're put back into the ground. Bodybuilding is what kept me driven in life. Where I was then, where I am now, are two different things. Obviously, along the way, things happened with sicknesses and kidney failures and that. And it wasn't till then that I actually realized the true purpose of my life, that nobody's invincible. You think you can squat 300 kilos? You're not invincible, my brother. You know, one little bit of kidney failure and you're gone. But I look back at the way my attitude used to be when I was heavily into it.
What was that attitude like?
I used to tell people at the gym, if I die tomorrow, I want you to remember what I lifted today. I'm only going to be remembered by my last lift. Put a dumbbell on my headstone. That kind of talk. Stupidity. So look, Ronnie Coleman, I got to spend time with him. I went to Arlington. I stayed with him in his house. I ended up staying a few days there. You know, that's where I learned that he is a freak, man. His routine is his routine. My dad, 3 months ago, passes away. Goes into hospital Monday with high diabetes just down the road. By Wednesday, he's on his last breaths. I had to go pick up my dad from the morgue myself in the morgue car. I picked my dad up in a bag. The guy that held me in his arms when I was a baby. Now I'm holding him in my arms as a deceased. Take him back to the mosque. I washed him just like he washed me when I was a baby. I shrouded him. I prayed upon him just like I used to pray behind him when he used to teach me how to pray. And then I buried him in the grave and I gave him that last kiss in the grave and I backfilled the grave, and you never forget these things. And I always believe we are the seeds of our parents, so we have to be healthy seeds for our kids.
Nutrition Warehouse, not your average supplement store. If you're serious about lifting, this is the place. No fluffs, just high quality proteins and pre-workouts. Every supplement need that you would require, found under one roof. Shop in store or online, nutritionwarehouse.com.au, and grab a cheeky 50% off. That's 15% off by using discount code either online or in store. Macro Foods, ready-made meals that actually hit your macros. Tasty, high-protein meals designed to fuel your goals without the prep time. Head to Macro Foods, that's Macro Foods with a Z.com.au, and use code MTP10 for 10% off all your orders. They raise us as babies to once become themselves a baby. The cycle of life turns. Our day will come, some sooner. Respecting the grave. As humans, wanting everything hasty and fast. Death does not have days off. Once a professional bodybuilder that built bodies, now an undertaker that buries bodies.
Nice.
Over, which you told us was more, over 6,000 burials. He will confirm what you said, 10,000. The man that really requires no introduction other than welcoming to the podcast, Ahmad Hraichie, better known as the Aussie Mammoth, the Muslim Undertaker. Hey, are we on? We'll keep going. we start any way we want, but yeah. It's true what you're saying.
I mean, that's kind of niche for me where I fit perfectly, you know. I love bodybuilding. Bodybuilding till now is still my life. I love it.
I've seen it.
I just moved away from the competition side of things.
Yeah, of course.
There is a lot of sadness in the sport in the sense that I see a lot of young people destroy their lives. A lot of young people go into a gym for self-esteem. All of a sudden, they boil over with self-esteem and then they become that cocky that they lose their marriages, they lose their families, they lose themselves. They got to understand that bodybuilding or lifting weights or whatever you want to call it is just one part of your life.
Mate, it's just like brushing your teeth, having a shower.
Just one part of the day, mate.
You just turn up and have a workout and go home.
But I look back at the way my attitude used to be when I was heavily into it.
What was that attitude like?
It was like, if I used to tell people at the gym, if I die tomorrow, I want you to remember what I lifted today. I'm only going to be remembered by my last lift.
Yeah.
Put a dumbbell on my headstone. That kind of talk.
Wow.
Stupidity.
Yeah.
You know?
But you were young.
I was younger. And I used to think that it was all about what you lift, how much you lift, and you're only as good as your last lift. Not thinking that there's more to life than all this, you know. I praise God and I thank God for not dying in that state.
Really?
Because it would have been a superficial life, the quality I have now in my life. And maybe I think that's where the sickness came in with the kidney failures and the dialysis that woke me up. They were dark days, darkest days of my life, but they were also the best days of my life because I found my true calling, you know.
You mentioned the kidney. What happened there? Just
look, I remember at 17, my mum, God bless her soul, she's passed away. She took me to doctors to do a blood test. I remember it was my first ever blood test that I was aware of. And he said to her, there was an asterisk on the kidney part. And he said to her, look, just watch his kidneys. They've got high function. And, you know, we never worry about it. And just, you know, living that life of sports. I was always a sports person. I was always national cross country, national swimming. I did everything. I went to discus, javelin, boxing. I made it to Australian level, tried out for the Australian team in '96 Olympics.
wow, go on.
I did every sport. I was all. Bodybuilding came into the end. Bodybuilding came.
A lot of times that happens.
When I walked into the gym on a 6-week school holidays at the PCYC and saw all these guys lifting, and I was this skinny little fast runner, thinking I want to be like that, like you see in the movies.
Yeah.
Man.
Do you know that's how they all talk about it, the big bodybuilders like you? I'd never thought that. No, I'm saying people that reach the elite level, that compete at a high level, or a sportsman at a high level, you guys walk in and see something no one else does.
Yeah.
Don't ask me what it is. I didn't see it. So that's what I'm saying is when I talk to Shawn Ray, Marvelous Melvin, the Marvelous one. Yeah, we were just talking to him this morning, finished off because we did a part 2. You guys all speak the same language when it comes to athletic running, the hood. Not so much Sean, but John Brown, Chris Cormier.
Yeah.
When they talk about the hood, or they talk about it's something in you. The only thing that saves you at the beginning is your sports, or else you could go down a real dark line.
100%. For me, it was I was good at all sports. I mean, our days were karate. I was taekwondo. You know, I was second dan. You know, we did all these sports. But when I was 16, I remember school holidays, 6-week school holidays, end of year, Christmas time.
Yeah,
I used to sleep at my cousin's house because I was around my age. And I remember the older one out of him, he would go play basketball at the PCYC. So we would go with him because we're the young ones. And I remember hearing all this groaning and noise in a room. I swear, I'm telling you straight out. And I just wandered away from the basketball part, following the noise and the metals clinging and that. And I walk in, it was like, hallelujah. This just old style, weights rusted and people just lifting, everyone training on top of each other.
Yeah.
And I looked and I said, oh, that's where I want to be. And then hence, a couple of days later, I paid my $2 a week membership and I started going there on my own.
Which PCYC were you going to?
Bankstown.
Yeah, because there was one in Belmore. I grew up in Belmore.
I boxed in Belmore.
Did you?
Yeah,
I grew up in South Belmore. You Doggies fan?
How can you not be when you live there?
Oh, I love the Doggies. God, what happened to us, man?
Hazard or Masri.
Of course, I know. Well, do you know Paponis?
Yeah.
He's my cousin.
Oh, no way.
And my doctor.
Well.
Yeah, so there you go. But yeah, no, Belmore, because we, Greek, blue and white.
Yep.
Paponis.
Yeah.
Belmore. It is blue blood, big time. In my parents as well, with God rest their soul, but we were Doggies through and through, man. I used to go up to Belmore on my BMX at second half. You know, second half they used to leave them free. Yeah? Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember they used to open the gates up at half time?
Go in there.
And you go in and sit down on the hill.
Yeah.
All the time, man.
The Terry Lamb Hill.
Yeah.
But like I remember
and El Masri, wow, that was actually big as well because it was first real ethnic, like a wog of us that played at that level. Like besides Paponis, don't get me wrong, somehow the assimilation was different. I don't know, he was a doctor.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like, I'll tell you a little fact you might not know about Paponis. He was born in Lividi in Greece. 2 years old he came here, right?
Yeah.
He's the first non-born Australian to captain Australia.
Oh, wow.
First non-born. Never done again.
No one knows his history. So.
First non-born Australian to captain Australia and state of origin and Canterbury Dogs. He was, and I just for you to know, I said to him, because once I was in his surgery, and I said, George, why you got all the luck? I've seen you holding the Olympic torch. You're there with the stars, the rugby league stars, Australian, this. You got the medical centre. Well, did you leave any room for us? Some luck? He just laughed. But I said, "What? Can you tell me what was it? What was that you could study?" And he goes, on the nights where everybody went out, he goes, I studied. He goes, I didn't go out. And he goes, and as soon as I got the opportunity, he goes, it was only by luck. The hooker got injured. And he goes, they put me in position.
Brilliant.
And he goes, from that point, I said, I'm never giving it back to him.
It's destiny, my friend.
He goes, that's where he goes, I'm never giving it back.
Yeah.
And that's how he went. But then along comes El Mazari, and he's doing what Halligan was doing as well. Now everyone was doing the toe bash kick, the side kick. And the two of them, from Halligan to El Mazari, it was like, that's when goal kicking became the art.
Yeah, wins games, doesn't it?
It was winning games, and I can never forget El Mazari, some of those kicks on the sideline.
Yeah. Look, they were good days. Now I see him. He plays tennis with us twice a week.
Does he?
Yeah.
Hey guys, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed, who is following us on all platforms, but especially here on YouTube. And if you're listening to us on Spotify, please, if you could do us a big favor, which helps us reach more people, get better, bigger, greater. We've already had some great guests anyway. Everyone's been a treat. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you're notified every week a new podcast that is launched. And I just want to say a big thank you. But again, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and enjoy watching Muscle Talks podcasts.
It's still, once you do sports, you always. But, what I found was, growing up and started lifting weights, and I remember my year 12 formal.
Tell me.
I didn't have a girlfriend. I always found I was awkward with girls. Yeah. So I would train instead. Yeah. And on the night of the formal, I remember this because I watched Pumping Iron, Mike Katz, when he was at some comp and he didn't place or something, and he went and he started training. I left the formal, paid my ticket. That was all my study I had. Remember, $60 a fortnight. I spent it on that. I walked out of the formal early. It was like 8:30. Ran home because I could run. I was fit. Ran home and started running around the Penzos Park, which was across the road to my house. Start doing laps and sprinting, and then doing shadow sparring and karate and just doing this stuff, thinking to myself, I'm going to be better than everyone. They might not have taken notice at me there because the popular people are the popular people.
Yeah,
I was never a popular person, but I'm going to make them look at me one day.
Wow.
Yeah, and I remember. So there's certain things in life you never forget, bro. There's certain things in life you don't forget, and that's kind of, I guess it was in me. I was very self-driven, and what I loved about bodybuilding and lifting weights was it wasn't a team sport. Every team sport I played in, whether it was St. George Budapest Club in soccer or all this stuff, you'd put all the hard work in, but you'd never get rewarded. The popular guy gets rewarded.
It's funny because I was talking Terry Mitzos. Terry Mitzos? Yeah. His podcast went up tonight, right?
Yeah.
He said he did rugby union, and he goes, he hated it because he couldn't control the win, because if someone let the team down, they let the team down.
That's right.
And he goes, and even when it was some other things, he just, like you said, some of the glory the others got, but also if the team didn't pull together and you wanted it, but someone didn't, you had to.
I just found I put a lot more effort than other people, and I wasn't getting noticed. I wasn't getting rewarded, and I said, stuff this. And that's where the weights kind of was like, if I put that weight on the bar, I have to lift it. No one's going to lift it for me. And that's where I found my self-dedication.
So what age was that?
17.
When you started? Weights?
Yeah, kind of lifting.
But before that, you were...
Or athletics. So we used to go weekends. We had cross-country on Sundays. We had little athletics on Saturdays. We had squad swimming Monday to Friday.
And what was boxing? At what age were you boxing?
Boxing was in between, because we were doing taekwondo also. And then boxing came in at the age of 15. I liked boxing more, so we started to do boxing training. At 17, I was boxing. So what happened was, at 17, I'd done my first, back then it was IFBB only. I did my first teenage Mr. Australia comp. I competed in a teenage category. I was
for bodybuilding?
Yeah, I was 17. I won the Mr. Australia teenage.
No way.
It was the biggest trophies back then. It was back then at Shark Park at Cronulla.
Really?
Yeah. I won that at 17. And you know, when I dieted for that, I would jig 7th period, so lunch and 7th period, and I would go do cardio, walk around the streets of Hurstville in my school uniform. I swear, bro. And I didn't know that. Like, I remember, because I was trained at Paul Graham's.
Yes.
And he had Muscle Beach at Ramsgate, and then he moved to Hurstville in the barracks, the old army barracks. And there was a guy called Wayne Phillips back then, WP.
Yep.
Wayne was the older guy, and when he saw my dedication and that, he took me on board to train with him. Really? And it was an honour. I'm this 17-year-old little stick.
Yeah.
He's a 125 kilo monster. But because I'd never give up, bro. How many times did I deadlift and walk out with my back crooked? So I'll never come back again. I was back again.
What's the difference between bodybuilding today and bodybuilding back then? Yeah.
Bodybuilding now, I find, is more scientific based. Everybody's
Melvin said the same thing just this morning.
Everybody's just worried about, you know, the contraction, the eccentric,
breaking codes.
Breaking codes. It's like an algorithm, right?
Yeah.
Like social media. If I hit the algorithm, I get the big views. Back when we were doing bodybuilding, we learned from the old guys who just get in there, lift, man.
Lift.
Brother, just lift. Just, who cares? Your body's just moving weight.
Yeah, it'll respond.
And I'm guilty of it today. Like, I'll sit there and, maybe because I can't lift as heavy anymore because my body hurts everywhere, but I'll sit there and hold the contractions now. I'll do the 15 reppers, the 12 rep 13. Well, before, it didn't matter. It was just go for gold.
Yeah, but the thing is, what I've noticed is, firstly, we're getting advice from people that don't have muscle. They're sitting there telling us on social media these hacks.
They've studied textbooks.
Yeah, and you look at them and you go, and even though they've been on stage has become not bodybuilding. Like to me, there's bodybuilding, and then there's bodybuilders that go on stage.
Yep.
And now they've separated the two, in a sense, not us.
Everybody's competing.
No, everyone's competing. And it's not even bodybuilding because, so in other words, everyone's up on stage, and why they're on stage is personal bucket list goal, this goal, that goal, where before it's kind of like you're in the gym, you tell me if I'm wrong, you train to a certain point, the whole gym's behind you and goes, yeah, you're ready to compete, mate.
Yes.
But the whole gym's behind you.
Whole gym knows what you're doing.
Yeah. Now, mate, it doesn't matter who's going on stage. They've separated it, and stage is its own place.
Man, I don't even entertain it anymore. Like for 15 years, I trained at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Peak times.
Yeah. 5 p.m. is peak time.
I cannot go to if it hits 1 o'clock in the afternoon now and I've missed my gym time, I won't go into a commercial gym.
Yeah, I got you.
I'll do something in a park or at home.
Yeah.
I can't do the people.
Yeah.
I can't do the cameras everywhere.
Yeah, I know.
I can't do young kids or whatever it is. Just sitting on a machine, talking on a phone and going light with the leg extension. You know, like when we were training, bro, it was war, man. You know how many times I launched the rubbish bin into the mirrors because a guy would do something stupid in front of me and I'd look at him and just go, move. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're on the bench, you're doing the 80 kilo dumbbells.
But there was also initiation. There were certain people you had to earn your way to train with them.
Yeah.
You had to earn. There was a moment where
respect moment.
There was a respect. Justin Wessels spoke about that when he was up at Darwin. He said there was an initiation. If you weren't lifting certain weight, you weren't pushing certain.
Didn't make it.
You didn't. You couldn't go over there even ask him a question.
No, you weren't in the clinch, mate.
But once they saw you and you were invited in, and the gym was a hostile environment once upon a time. It was.
Mate,
Dodgy carry. What about Mitchell's gym, man?
Yeah.
If you could do the Golden Mile from Mitchell's gym, you can have the Golden Mile in there.
I remember back then, man, I could get anywhere and lift weights. And on every gym I went to, I said, I'm going to bend the bar here. Because, you know, the bars weren't like they are now.
No, they're not.
You'd load up, 7 plates on shrugs.
Yeah.
Or I remember my heaviest squats was 7 plates.
There you go.
And, bro, we would just go for gold. And I wanted to walk out of that place with a bent bar.
Yeah.
And that would be my legacy. Stupidity now when I think about it. But it made me who I am.
Mike Deadman goes, the girls are lifting heavier than the boys now. The girls, He goes, Mike Deadman goes, guys put 4 plates and cheer. Girls put 4 plates and think, wow.
Yeah.
Guys should be putting 8 plates. He's saying that guys are putting 4 plates on and cheering. He goes, mate, we couldn't even cheer after what we were squatting.
Mate, I saw a girl yesterday at Cutler World Gym. Yeah. And I know her. She used to compete. And, mate, take away the colour coordination in the gym perfectly from the shoes to the headband is perfectly done.
Yeah, they do a good job.
But she's got the body to go with it in the sense of she trains hard.
Yeah, they do.
She had a barbell on the rack doing hip thrusters with 6 plates aside.
There you go.
And I just looked like, and I was doing shrugs with one plate aside, and I got embarrassed. And she looked at me, she knows me, she goes, Ahmed, what's going on? I said, I'm learning to say no. So we laugh now, man. Like, you know,
Yeah, but
when you get to that half-century age, I never thought I would, I never thought I'd make it.
Really?
Honestly, never thought. I never could see myself that old.
Why?
Because I'm always young at heart. I'm thinking old people just are old. Even though my mind is young still, and I have these young kids that will come up to me because they follow me on TikTok and that, and I love them all.
Yeah.
They're the future generation. And you give them pieces of advice now that they'll carry on, because we want the future to be a good future for our generation.
Well, you've got to raise the bar high so they can get higher than us, and that's what we want. That's what we want.
The times we're living now, there's no mentors out there. There's no guidance, and parents don't know how to be parents. Kids are having kids.
Yeah, 100%. So something.
Sorry, has this got milk in it?
No.
Oh, okay, perfect.
No sugar either. Did you want sugar?
Oh, no, it's good.
It's true. Greek coffee, we'll call it.
Strong.
Because I want to throw, because I've been name dropping like I think I'm cool, but I'll say something about Flex Wheeler. Flex Wheeler said every new generational man is a weaker generational man. Is that true?
Yeah, I believe it.
That was his words.
Weak, not just in physically, but weak emotionally.
We're not talking about
physically, emotionally,
Yeah,
spiritually.
yeah.
People can't cope with problems anymore. I know my own son. It's like I've got a 28-year-old, I've got a 25-year-old, and they're lost souls, mate. In the sense of no disrespect, but at their age, at 25, I had 4 children. I paid off my house. I was prime in my bodybuilding, and I knew what I wanted in life. They don't even know how to do their laundry still. Their mum does it for them.
Well, they don't even know how to mow the lawns.
They don't mow the lawns.
That's what I'm saying.
Their mum takes out the rubbish, like my wife takes been taking out the garden for 30 years.
Yeah.
And I look at them and they're sitting on the couch, stretched out.
But why is that? And I was telling Chris something. Tell me what you think, all right? It's a good conversation. Your dad, my dad, and even Chris's dad, right? We think they don't stress. Hear me out. We think they don't get sad. But that was stoic. They couldn't share it. They worked with it. Hear me out, Mike. What I mean is we seem to want to talk a lot and express a lot. Not you, not me. I've got a 22-year-old daughter and I've got a 19-year-old son. Sometimes, and unfortunately, I'm divorced, and sometimes, in relationships, because I'm by myself, I have no one really to talk to. Sometimes I turn to my daughter thinking I should talk to her, and then I think, how can I talk to my daughter? She's thinking I'm the pillar of strength for her. If I open up my mouth, it could...
I believe that's wrong. I think you should talk to her, because you'll make her a pillar for someone else.
Hear me out first. What I'm getting at is, don't worry, it's not about talking to her about my problems.
Yeah.
She tells me about her problems. Trust me, I, as a father, you want to be CIA. You want to study who the boys are. Don't worry, we all study that. But what I do know is, have you got a daughter?
I've got 2 daughters, 2 boys.
Yeah.
So my youngest is 22 now.
All right. I'll just say this. I mean, remember, I have not studied this and I'm not a professor. But did you know a father's involvement in any daughter's life? In any daughter's life, a father's involvement delays anything. This is scientific. I heard this from a scientist back in the day, that delays anything that's supposed to happen in their lives by 2 years. So what they're saying is whatever is going on, it doesn't happen or is delayed by 2 years. So just everything, a lot of things. Having father's involvement. No father involvement.
Delays.
Depression, guys... taking advantage of, whatever it is, it happens. With a dad, it's delayed. It's delayed or held back or taken away. It's scientific proof of dad's involvement, right? Yeah. And I'll tell you one more thing about girls. They need aunties. They need the community. They need, and a lot of aunties aren't involved in each other's lives anymore. Does that make sense? So what I'm saying is, back in our day, your mum would be cooking with the aunties in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And those ladies had someone to talk to, right? And the guys, the men would be out in the barbecue area doing whatever it was. But what I'm saying is that with my daughter, of course, I've got to practice everything behind the scenes to practice, to do in front of her. What I mean by that is if I'm walking with a woman, I'll walk on the outside of the curb.
Yeah.
But that practices me to walk on the outside of the curb with my daughter.
Yeah.
And also, if I talk nicely to a woman,
Talk nicely to my
but
daughter.
my daughter's not around. But if I do, it just makes me, when she's around, I talk nicely to her. But when she sees me talking to women, when she's there,
Yeah.
I'm speaking nicely. I practice without her in front of me. So what I'm saying is a lot of times, I think guys don't understand all your practices happen in private. If you're trying to be a good person in front of people, but you haven't tried to be a good person in private, which with and yourself, and Chris was struggling with something this week. He said, I don't know what they're going to think of me. I said, what are you worried about them? You should worry what God thinks of you.
So exactly what I was going to say. I was going to say, why even care when God's watching everything?
Everything.
Whether
you're in the darkest water.
If I'm going to do evil and thinking no one can see me, God sees me.
100%.
If I'm going to do good and want people to see me, God sees you anyway. At the end of the way, worry about God, don't worry about people.
That's exactly right.
Judge yourself before you are judged, we say. Meaning, ask yourself, is this worthy for God's approval? Not people's approval. People will change the flavour of the day the next day. But God will not change the flavour of the day. God is God, and God is the overseeing and the ever-hearing and the most merciful. So I've always believed that if you have a problem, turn to God.
Yeah.
Ask God for help. Don't ask people for help.
Nah.
People rely on God anyway.
Well, don't you think sometimes, we'll get back into the bodybuilding, don't you think sometimes though people miss the point? Like I said, for me, when I realised with God, I remember sitting in the car by myself and I said, isn't this great? I'm not by myself.
Yeah.
I'm not by myself. I think I'm by myself. Like, I'm by myself. You look at me, I'm by myself, but I'm not by myself. I can talk to somebody if I want to. I can just have a conversation with God. Yep. And I realised that. And then I also realised, oh my God, if you're banking on me, we're in trouble. You should bank on God first, then I'm safe. So I say to my kids, I'm second to God. If you please him by accident, you're pleasing me.
Yeah.
So don't worry about putting banking on me completely, because we're kind of flawed. But if you please him, it makes it easy for me. So I think sometimes people, even with relationships, I think when you're saying the gym changes people as well, because you were saying that, the gym, I think, like I said, if we don't answer to our Father, and I just want to go back for a second, you and me, when we were young and we went to the shops, I've used this example before with people, we went to the shops and there were the lollies. Remember the lollies, the 2 cents, 5 cents lollies? And if your friend said to you, Ahmed, let's take it. Hear me out first. Let me finish it. And you go, nah. You didn't even tell your friend why. I'll tell you why you didn't. I'll tell you in a second. And you go, no, I won't. And you go home. The reason you didn't take the lollies is because of your dad.
Yeah.
No, but wait a minute. Was your dad at the shop? But when we're 48 and 56, we forget that we're a son of someone. So we'll take the lollies because our actual fathers have passed away, but we didn't stop and go, the reason we don't do things like at the shop is because our real father's watching us. Yeah. Like your dad wasn't at the shop, but you thought of the belt, the shoes, the backhander, he wasn't even in the room. He wasn't even there. So some people forget you've decided you're the number one. You believe that you can do what you want, say what you want, be what you want, and you're not accountable to anyone. And as soon as you don't have a father, let's just say that, as soon as you don't have a father in your life, then you're accountable to no one, and then you're reckless.
You're reckless.
So I don't know. What do you think about that one?
100%. I mean, we're all accountable. I mean, obviously, what I do every day now is I work with the deceased. I wash bodies, I shroud bodies, I pray on bodies, and I bury bodies. And when I say it's all the physical part too. So when I see a dead body laying there, and I've had some big, strong people die. I've had some rich people die. I've had poor people die, famous people, infamous people, whatever. When I look at that lifeless body on the table, I say to myself, you were something yesterday. Today, no one cares anymore. Especially when I put them into dirt, the truck backs up, in 13 seconds, that hole's filled up with dirt. and you'll see all the footsteps start moving away from the graves. People walk away to indicate now you are truly alone. You are back with your Lord.
Yeah.
What have you done in this world that will benefit you in the grave life now, in the hereafter life? I don't believe you can live in this world and be a corrupted person and a good righteous person, and both are going to be at the same level. I don't believe God's unfair. How can someone all his life be a very bad person and someone all his life be a very good person, and both of them at the end same level? It doesn't work that way. But there has to be a reward.
So, if I could just say it, and I'm on your page, but some people believe that as long as you, or in a Christian faith,
Yeah,
if you turn to God at any time, you are saved.
we believe the same.
Same. So, but so even at the last minute, you turn to the Lord.
Okay, this is where I'll tell you what happened.
Yeah, I want to know this.
So
Or basically,
we
get
say even
into
if you had sins as big as the ocean,
Yes.
or the foam that's on top of the ocean, whatever, if you repent, you are forgiven.
Yes.
God will accept your repentance at any time as long as it's done through the heart and it's done, sincerely. You can't sit there and make it up in front of God.
I know that. Yeah, I know.
So if you're going to sit there and plot and plan that I'm going to do everything wrong in my life, and on the last moments of my death, I'm going to make repentance, I'll tell you what.
Trick him.
Your plan is not better than the plan of God.
Yeah.
The plan of God is the overwhelming. He's the best of planners. When people at the time of death, I'm around a lot of death, man. I've buried to this day over 10,000 bodies. I've washed over 6,000 bodies. I've been doing this since I was 17, picking up bodies, then burying bodies, digging graves, all that life. I'll tell you now, I've been around a lot of dead people or people dying. As they're on that dying bed, and you go to the hospital down the road and you ask people, what's the most important thing right now to you? He ain't going to tell you his bank account. He's not going to tell you his next meal. He's not going to tell you the workout or his house or anything worldly. He's going to tell you, I just want to be close to God.
Wow. I'm about to cry, man. Go on.
And this is what happens at the time of death. You will automatically let go of this world because you know your soul is departing from this world to the next world. Do you think this world means anything? So if you look at it in hindsight, if me and you checked into a hotel right now and I said to you, hey, bro, where's the local Bunnings? Why? Man, I don't like the curtains. I don't like the taps in the room. You're looking, bro, we're here for a few days. This is what world is, mate. Life is, we're travelers. We're only here for a few days. Make do with what you have. And this is our biggest problem is contentment. We're never content.
Yeah, you said that.
We're never content and we're not humble. We have pride in us, and the only thing that will swallow your pride is the dirt when you're put back into the ground. Go to the cemetery. Read those names. Read those ages. Some of them have the word colonel before their name. Some have professor, doctor, etc., etc. But when it's all done and dusted, they are deceased bodies now under the ground. The world is like a container. The living are walking on top and the dead are beneath it. Eventually we will be beneath it. What will you be remembered for? Nobody remembers the Mr. Olympias. Nobody remembers Mohammed Ben Aziza, Nasser El-Sambadi, all these people that were in our era. But people remember the guy who fed the orphans, the guy who built homes for the homeless, the one who did a good deed for someone down the street. That's what's remembered. That's the true legacy. They are the deeds that you take with you in the next life. It's fine in this world to live and be, we're in the ocean, man. We've got to swim. I'm not saying go there, be a monk, don't do anything anymore, we're going to die. No. You still got to live. As you live in this world and you travel through this world, leave a positive mark. And for me, bodybuilding was that. Bodybuilding was my discipline. It gave me my determination. I came up with the 3 Ds: dedication, discipline, determination equals success. That's my formula. Because I believed I had to be dedicated in what I did, whether it was in my prayers, whether it was being diligent to my parents, whether it was being at the studies or lifting weights or eating meals. I had to be disciplined and I had to be dedicated.
How do you hold on to that, man? Like, how do you not, have you not turned to God and said, why me? Why so hard? Why this bad luck? Anything ever? I'm going to say to you, like, I'm just saying some of the things that have occurred, which you don't know why, like, like I said, but you Yeah, I'll tell you what I love about God too. He lets me argue with him. He allows me to argue because I've argued with my own father. So I've argued with him. You know, not that I hate him or swear at him, but I've found that he can take a good argument with me. I'm very happy to argue with him because I prefer not to argue with Chris or you, but with God, I can have a good argument. I feel like I can because I feel like I make him laugh as well. I think he looks down and says, Steve is a great character, makes me laugh up here. But what I'm getting at is how does that dedication, because I'm going to go to your bodybuilding in a second too, don't you worry about that. But how do you must have fractures at times. Have you had fractures? Are you that perfect?
No,
I'm not saying
only God's perfect.
But I'm saying to you in a way, how do you deal with all that? Because the D that you speak about, that's wear and tear as well. Because you work for that and you do a good job at it. You can't let it go.
I'll tell you how it works, especially like being a Muslim.
Yeah,
we believe death is the decree for every single person. Every soul shall taste death. An atheist will tell you, I'm going to die, right? Death is going to happen to everyone. Has anyone ever outlived anyone? No.
No.
Okay, so we've all on the same page that we're all going to die. So we're going to go back to something.
Yeah.
Roughly from the start of time till now, about 111 billion souls have left the earth. 11 billion souls have
left the earth.
Right now, we're 8 billion people in the world, generation after generation, and it moves on. You think to yourself, okay, these souls were created by God. Every single soul was created by God for a reason. We look at what's happening in the world, young kids dying, all this famine and slaughters and wars, and people say, why, God, why? Because this whole life is a test to see who of you does the best of deeds in whatever time God's given you on this earth. Every single test these people go through is a ranking and status in the next world. It's all about a test. This whole life is an exam. The more that comes at me, the more I'm patient, the more I know I'm leaving. We're only a number of days. On this earth, we're just a number of days, like the calendar. As the days flip over, our lives are coming closer to the end.
Yeah.
We will expire.
Yeah.
So I look at it, it's temporary. But if I keep being patient and keep doing good on this earth, then death is a prize for me. How is it a prize? Man, it's crazy. Prizes are supposed to be, it's a prize because I'm going to get what God promised me. Paradise, a better life. In the next life, there's no more pain, no more cancer. The guy that has cancer has no cancer in the grave. The guy that is disabled is not disabled in the grave. The guy that can't see can see again. All this is just our tests in the world. And I don't know how long I'm here for, bro. Another day, another year, another 10 years. But eventually, we're eroding, we're going. So I just got to be patient. And the only one that makes you impatient is the devil. He comes at you, he whispers to you, the world's going to end, this. Well, I look at it as whatever happens, there's nothing worse than death. Death is the ultimate calamity. Why? Because you can't do good anymore if you pass away. So I look at it as I'm still alive. Yeah. I still have breath. God gave me the ability to open my eyes today, to put my feet on the ground and come here. And I'm still truly blessed. I can still do good. I can still maybe change a life. I can still save a soul. That's how I live my life.
Were you always like that from young? Did you know you had it in you?
I always felt when I was young, I was different to other people in the sense that I didn't mix with a lot of people. Not being antisocial, but I always saw a bigger picture in life. I always thought to myself, we're created for a purpose. I don't see why my friend dies. Like, we lost friends on the way. When I was on my P's, I lost a few friends who had car accidents, and that. And I thought to myself, why am I still here? I have a purpose in this world. My job on this earth is not done. Yes, during the journey, I went through a lot of calamities, Imagine dropping your mama for a day surgery at the age of 59 and she never wakes up. And her last words is, get me a manushe, the Arabic thing. Get me a manushe at midday so I can have it. And she never wakes up and she passes away.
How old were you then?
This was 5 years ago.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. My dad, 3 months ago, passes away.
Very sorry.
Goes into hospital Monday with high diabetes just down the road.
Yeah.
By Wednesday, he's on his last breaths. I had to go pick up my dad from the morgue myself in the morgue car. I picked my dad up in a bag. The guy that held me in his arms when I was a baby. Now I'm holding him in my arms as a deceased. Take him back to the mosque. I washed him just like he washed me when I was a baby. I shrouded him. I prayed upon him just like I used to pray behind him when he used to teach me how to pray. And then I buried him in the grave. And I gave him that last kiss in the grave. And I backfilled the grave, and you never forget these things. But the world is a cycle. And I always believe we are the seeds of our parents. So we have to be healthy seeds for our kids to keep on nurturing the future. We need to nurture the seeds of the future, of the generations. So I've got to keep doing as much good as I can. Bodybuilding is what kept me driven in life. Where I was then, where I am now, are two different things. Obviously, along the way, things happened with sicknesses and kidney failures and that. And it wasn't till then that I actually realized the true purpose of my life. You know, that nobody's invincible. You think you can squat 300 kilos? You're not invincible, my brother. You know, one little bit of kidney failure and you're gone. You're sitting on a dialysis machine.
Yeah.
You know, I remember sitting on dialysis and I grabbed the doctor and I said to him, hey, doc, this massive machine filtering my blood. I got, you know, permacats in my neck, catheters coming out of here, 7-8 hours sitting on this machine, 3-4 days a week. And I used to say to him, what's it doing for me? Oh, it's giving you about 13% function. And I said, you know, but God gives us 2 kidneys. They give you 100% function, sleeping, waking up. I don't have to do nothing, no hoses. Just what a blessing. He said, yeah, unfortunately, you don't have that anymore. Now a machine has to do that for you because yours have stopped. And that woke me up, man. How blessed we are. Until we lose those blessings, then we wish we had them again.
How old were you?
Oh, this was like 5 years ago.
For your kidneys?
Yeah, I hit 42.
Wow. No, just saying a lot of changes have happened in the last 5 years.
A lot of wake-up calls.
A lot of wake-up calls. I was going to say a lot of wake-up calls. Do you think... firstly, I just want to say how blessed I am talking to you, brother.
Thank you.
All right? No, I'm just saying, I'm sure you hear that from everybody, but I just wanted to say it personally myself. And what you did for your dad, I mean, like I said, how did you cope knowing this time it was personal with every other one you've done? Like, when I say crying, it's not about that. What I'm saying is, how did you really hang on to God going through all that? What made you find the strength to represent the love you have for your father and to do the job that you do, to somehow as well be that stoic person that has to do the honors to your father? Like, does that make sense? I'm trying to find the words.
When I lost my mum, you know, when you first lose the first death in a family.
Yeah. No.
And it came sudden. It was the biggest punch in the face I ever copped.
Really?
My mum was someone that I could drive for 3 hours and she'd be on the phone talking to me the whole time. Everyone else, after 5-10 minutes, they got to go, right?
Yeah.
That's mum.
Yeah, of course.
And I lost that. That privilege of saying mummy again. Yeah, you know, the phone used to ring, mummy. Yeah. That never happened anymore after that.
It's bad.
Never got that phone call saying mum. You get over that. And what I noticed was I developed a void in me. The laugh wasn't I didn't laugh from my belly anymore. Because there was that, but Dad was still there. And Dad was now becoming, you know, he lost mum. We concentrated on Dad now. We just lost our mum. We're thinking, you know what, we don't make the same mistake. Now Dad calls, we need to be there. When Dad was passing away, and this time we had 3-4 days to say goodbye because it happened slowly. And he was 72, 71 years old.
So, yeah.
I've never seen my dad sick his whole life, ever, never took a medicine. And that's when he passed away, I remember that day I had another funeral. I had 2 men deceased. One was my dad and one was another man. They were both in the cool room. The mosque was packed. Thousands of people came for his funeral. I washed my dad first. And then I took him out for the viewing for everyone, and then I washed the other man who had that very little family. Everyone's looking at me going, you're going to wash the other one? Just let someone else do it. I said, no. The same right I give my dad, I give the other person. I went in and washed the other man, and then I went and spent time with my dad. I led the prayers. When we went to the cemetery, I put both of coffins in the car and drove them both to the cemetery. One man was being buried over here, my dad was being buried there. On my dad's grave site, it was thousands of people. At this guy's site, it was 3-4 people. As I got to the T section at the cemetery, I looked. I said, no. I said, I know what my dad would have wanted. He would want this man first. So I turned left, went to this man's grave, jumped in the grave, and everybody at my dad's grave came over to this man's grave and started making prayers for this man they never knew. And I buried this guy's dad that I don't know, never met. I jumped in the grave, I physically buried him, jumped out, and I said, condolences to you, my brother, but I got to go bury my dad now. My dad's sitting in the hearse. And then I went and buried my dad. Only why? To show people out there, love for your brother what you love for yourself if you want to be a true believer in this world. You want to be a true believer? Then love for your brother what you love for yourself. Give him the good part of whatever it is, not the end parts. That's the true love of humanity. Because face it, bro, whatever faith we are, we're all brothers and sisters in humanity.
Yeah.
God will judge our hearts. Not our bodies, not our looks. He looks at our hearts. Have a sincere heart. No one here can tell me you're going to heaven and you're going to paradise. No one's a judge except God. I don't know what people do behind closed doors. I don't know what people do in the middle of the nights when they cry to their Lord and get on their knees and submit. They are the friends of God. Be very careful the way you treat people. Don't underestimate who is the friend of God out there. We look at some people, in this world now, 2025, and we look at the outside. Nah, he's a nobody. He comes from this part of the world. He's just a humble Uber driver, whatever he is. No, that's incorrect. You don't know what his relationship is with God. God's the ever power, the ever living. What backer would you want more than God if this guy's got God as his backer?
Oh, yeah, I know.
So never, ever think you're better than anyone, my brother. Yeah. You're only as good as your last deed.
But but again, we're going to get to this bodybuilding, but no, we're going to get to this bodybuilding.
The viewers are going, oh man, where'd this come from?
No, that's perfect. But let's talk about the world today quickly before. I mean, I train at the moment at Hardcore. That's all right.
Hisham's gym.
Yeah,
Carlton.
Yeah.
I've
been training there for...
The old Pacific gym.
Yeah, I've been training there for 7 years. Then I went for a little bit to Metroflex. Metroflex was great too. Manny does a great job. Hardcore, I feel for me, I don't know why, I go in there and I feel it's busy, but I'm alone.
Yes.
I don't know why. It's busy, but I'm alone. And I like that. Like, inconspicuous. Nobody's better than anybody.
Yeah.
There's the egos, there's no egos in there. Oh, but even if there was, I wouldn't know. No one knows. And the thing is, and I speak to his son. So always when I leave, his son, the tall one, I don't know his name, we just talk sometimes when I leave, and I talk about the world. I don't know, with him, I talk the world we speak well. I said, as we see what's happening in Palestine and the world and this burning of the flags and everything, and I think to myself, which is all put on, let me just tell you, like, it doesn't matter. You can have 500,000 people marching. You're going to get 5 people that are going to do something wrong. It's always the case. We're not going to judge 495,000 people over 5, right? That's how this world looks at. But I think to myself, how can no one just stop for one thing and think, if Jesus, God, Muhammad, came down and you said, what do you want from me? What do I do here? And he says, love your brother. That's all it is. Open your heart. We like, this world has stopped opening their heart, and they're not looking at, like, I don't expect someone to care for me to care for them. What that means is
you don't have to dish it to get it. But
the thing is, what I do know is, someone said to me, but how do you know they care about you? I said, I don't. They probably don't even know my name.
Yes.
And I don't care, but I care that I should care. And the calamity that I'm watching before me,
yes,
it could be a calamity in China. It can be a calamity in Greece. It can be, they don't need to fly my flag. I need to fly theirs, because it's their calamity. I don't have a calamity here right now. And they might never fly my flag or my thing or my anything. Doesn't matter. And that's when I realized with God, he takes away reciprocation. He takes away even. He says, that's yours. I'm not waiting for it to be fair, but if you do give to me, we've both received by the art of giving,
yes,
not by the art of expecting. So, like I said, that's what I talk about with the guy at Carlton. We talk about that, the anger and what people are seeing, but not what their hearts are telling them and what they're accepting. It comes down to, like, I'm watching the haka, people doing the haka against fallen people. Does that make sense? What I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I'm just thinking to myself, how can tribes not understand we're good? We're good, so we're good. We're all good here.
Yeah.
But if there's not good, you need to make sure you stand up for that, or you show love for that. And it's not right. It's just, I just think how the world is skewed on divide, and their debate is fraudulent. Is literally, there's like, I can't believe what I'm debating. Like, it's not about anything about humans watching something unfolding. And I just think to myself, only God can save us, or save you, or save, for you to see it. You can only see it with God.
We know, brother, like, our father Adam was in paradise. The sin was done. He came to the earth, and the devil said, I am going to delusion, I will take them all. Except the ones who are close to God, I can't get to them. I'll come on their sides, I'll come underneath them, but I can't come on top of them because God's on top. And this is expected to see. There's going to be corruption in this world. We have a hadith saying that every 1,000 of the people, 999 will enter hellfire. One will enter paradise. It's not about how big your deeds are. It's about your quality of your deed.
Yeah. Okay.
It's to be done with sincerity.
Yeah.
We look at what's going on in the world, and my father and a lot of my friends' fathers and everyone else out there watches the news and gets balled up and angry. But if you were to pass away today, your hereafter begins. You're no longer counted part of this world. You are from the ones that have gone forward. Don't let it get to you. Remember that God has a plan.
Yeah.
The plan of God will prevail.
Yeah, it gets to me though.
It's shaping out. Everything will, the sun rose today, not by me or you or anyone pressing a button. The sky above us is up there and being held up there by the Almighty. Put your trust in God and worry about yourself and the circle you can control. We say that if you can't change something with your hands, then change it with your words. And if you can't with your words, because we see what's happening in the world now, then change it with your heart. Yeah. Make that prayer. No one can stop. No one can get in here. No one can control this for you.
Yeah.
So do it with your heart. Yeah. God's the ever-hearing man.
Yeah.
Hey guys, Nutrition Warehouse, not your average supplement store. If you're serious about lifting, this is the place. With over 120 stores across Australia and New Zealand, and founded by former Mr. World Grant Mayo, Nutrition Warehouse is built for lifters who mean business. Shop in store or online at nutritionwarehouse.com.au. And while you're there, grab a cheeky 50% off at checkout. Use code MUSCLETALKS. That's Muscle Talks either online or in store.
It's true, and I've seen it, and I saw it a long time ago, that we are born as babies in a kind of fetal position, and we grow old into that, and that fetal position starts to bring us back in, and then we're taken away.
I'll sum it in a better way for you.
Please.
You come through a tight squeeze and a narrow passage.
Yes.
When you come into this world. The hands of your family that take you in are not in your control. You didn't choose your family coming into this world. The blanket that covers you and holds you, and then for us, we say we make the call of prayer to the baby, but without a prayer. So normally a call of prayer, then there's a prayer. The adhan, then prayer. When a baby is born, we make a call of prayer, but there is no prayer for it. Just the words. At your time of death, and everyone in the room when you were born is happy and delighted to see the new baby, right? And your parents put you in the cradle and all this kind of stuff. Fast forward. When you're on your dying bed, your blanket becomes your shroud because you see yourself shrouded in it. The hands that are going to take you from this world are in your control now by the way you lived your life. If you lived your life righteous and good, the good hands are going to take you. And the opposite, I don't like talking about the other side. I believe everyone's got good in them. And you will go through a narrow passage, from this world to the next. And the squeeze is the squeeze of the grave. The grave will squeeze and hug every single human that goes in it, because we all believe in, from it you are created, to it you shall return, and from it you shall be resurrected, meaning the dirt. So when we go back into the dirt welcomes you back. You're created from me. It gives you the tight squeeze. For some, it'll be the ribs crushing, depending on what person. And for others, it'll be like a mother who has lost her child and found him again and gives him that tight hug. You're welcome back into now the life of the barrier, the life where everyone is, the next realm in between the day of judgment. And this is where you're going to be with your loved ones. This is going to be where you're with every single person we lost along the way, who will come to you and ask you. It's like coming from a trip. It's like you just came from a long trip and people come and go, how is such and such? How? But they're not going to ask you about, did they graduate? How's my son? Did he graduate? They're not going to ask you these questions. How is his faith? How is his faith? How is he on with God? What's his relationship? And you may say, he passed away before me. He didn't come to that side. So you see, there's another world out there, my brother. And the closest we get to it is when we sleep, because we call sleep the minor death. When you sleep, you look at someone sleeping, the body's there. He sometimes can hear you. You know, when you sleep, sometimes you can hear the noises, but you have no control. The soul leaves your body when you sleep, and it goes into the realms. It visits people, it does things. How much of that you feel is real, but it's your soul. And we know that in the Quran, God says, for some I bring back the soul for another day, and others I hold back the soul. And that is why, and I'll tell you this because I know the stats, in the morning, that's when all the deaths are.
Really?
They pass away during the night. So a lot of people aren't given the blessing of waking up again. The soul is not returned because it leaves your body. Who's protecting you at night when you sleep? Who's protecting your family? Who's stopping the devils and all that coming and playing around with you, all the unseen stuff? Who's stopping something falling on your house, a truck crashing in your house? Who's protecting you in your sleep? God is. And that is why it is so important to have a relationship with your Lord. If you don't have a relationship with your Lord, you have, they asked, why do we dislike death so much? And it was said because the human hates to go from what he has built to what he has destroyed. Wow. Why have we built the world? We've all got the luxuries of this world, right? We've made it comfortable. Homes, this, that, to a certain degree. Yeah. Nobody likes to leave comfort for discomfort. A lot of people forget where they're going. This world is temporary. 20, 40, 60, 80 years. What are you going to live on this earth? Then you will depart. What have you built for the next life? How will you be called as your soul raises heavens by the angels? Will you be called by good names, the righteous, the trustworthy, the one who paid the debts, or you be called by the bad names? And that is what the names you're called on this earth, what people know you as. Some people you say their name and you cringe. And others you say, he's a beautiful guy. I love being around him. This is all the legacy, my friend.
But isn't it a little bit skewed now with social media? We don't even know what's good and bad anymore.
I believe we're in the worst times. We're in end times. AI is your deception. Yeah. They're working on things now where they're bringing in the information. For example, I feed my dad's info into AI. They'll make a hologram of my dad. He'll just come into the living room and sit there with me, and I'll have a conversation with him. And all the information that I've fed him about him, AI generates it all, like ChatGPT and that. Of course. And I'll feel like I'm talking to my dad again. And this is what they're leading the world to, illusion. And this is making way for the Messiah, for the one-eyed, for all the prophetic things that are going to happen. Because there's going to come a time where everyone believes everything until Jesus comes back. And till then, if it's in our time or not, I don't know. But all I know is I've got to do enough while I'm alive that I leave this earth in a way that is, pleasing to my Lord. Yeah. But it's very, very bad, man. People are, this AI stuff is.
Well, it's just not the AI. The AI is
the whole social media.
But the whole social media, you know yourself, you've met, I mean, thankfully you're the same person I see that's on the social media, right? Same person. Thankfully we're the same characters that we show off on the camera as well as off the camera. But how different are some people when you meet them in person and you think to yourself, wow, how do you get away with it?
Man, I was overseas on a trip and I was with some pretty influential people and in Dubai, and they couldn't believe, they said, if you're stopping in Dubai, it was a 4-hour stop. They said, please, we'll change your flight to the later one, do the 12-hour stop. We'll pick you up and everything. I said, all right, man, no worries. Well, I don't like going up there because there's so much illusion there now.
Yeah.
So I said, all right, man, you know what? I'm here, no worries. I get there, they pick me up, they take me, and all these influential guys are there. And I just talk like I'm talking to you right now, myself. You know, by the end of it, they were telling me, please don't go. Please don't go. And the guy that got me in, he said to me, Ahmad, we meet so many people that we look up to, but when we meet them in real life, they're telling us like all the stuff we're trying to stay away from. Yeah. Take it here, bring me here, you know, I want to go here. You know, what kind of perception are they doing? Like, people look up to these people.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
You didn't want to go anywhere. You just sat in that one room. You didn't even ask for anything but a bottle of water.
Yeah.
I said, but this is who I am. I don't, camera or no camera, there's no need to show a perception that God already knows what I am. He sees through me.
Yeah.
Who am I acting about? Who am I acting to?
I know. I don't know, but it's just, I don't know. It's just, it's a weird one, man. We're hooked up in it. It's hard. Because I was also telling Chris that the reason we're talking about staying, I don't want to use, because this is not the topic of everyone, staying stoic. You and me, if we had something to say to each other, we'd have to say it in person, correct? Yeah. We didn't have phones to text. No. But the fact that we had time to talk to each other, meaning maybe I can't see you for 5 days.
Yeah.
But by the 5th day, I might have calmed down.
Yeah.
I might have thought about it a little bit.
Now they express it in a second.
Everyone's going for it. And you just think to yourself, but also you can't even hold it inside you for a minute for you to think about how you want to act or be or say things. So what I'm getting at is sometimes I might be sad with Chris, but I might turn around after two days and go, I'm glad I got over that because it was really about me. Like I felt what I felt. Or, man, really that serious I took it?
Not worth it.
It's nothing worth it. But now because social media, we can just sit there and promises were promises.
We don't forgive, man. The problem is we've lost that mercy in our heart.
Yeah, we have.
We expect God to be merciful to us. We expect God to forgive us, but we can't forgive our own blood brothers.
No.
You know, I do funerals sometimes where people haven't spoken for 10 years to their parents. And they show up to the funeral.
But can I ask you that question then? Not the parents. What happens when there's a sibling rivalry? Sometimes you can't help it, man. Sometimes how do you fix something that might not be fixed?
Be the better person.
I don't know, man.
Be the better person. Let it go. Ask yourself this, bro.
Please.
Because if that person wants to die right now, is that problem really a problem now?
But it's not about, I think the only thing I feel is what I feel. Again, I'm probably talking with the right guy now. This is what I feel. Sometimes people don't care about you when you're alive. It seems like they care about you when you die. So in other words, what I'm saying to you is sometimes when you're alive, they don't care about you. They say things about you. They talk about you. Let's just say whatever it is.
Yeah.
And on your death, they'll turn up crying, maybe for a show or whatever,
maybe,
whatever it is. And sometimes I just feel sometimes death, like that question you ask, I think about it more like I don't think about the death part. I think, why can't we live in the joy, not worrying about if they die, how would you feel? I'm feeling this now alive, and sometimes you can't fix it. Sometimes you can't change someone. Like you just want someone to like you or get on with you and realize there's two sides to everything. But I think sometimes in this world, people are pig-headed, just, I don't know. I'm just...
Yeah, the human was born weak. We're born weak, right? Mm-hmm. We're born, we can't even hold our intestines in.
Yeah.
We're born weak.
Yeah.
As we progress in life, we get stronger and stronger. We become more independent. We build characters. I always say to myself, I can't judge anyone. I don't know what people are going through in life. My own family members, we have our problems, we have our thing. But I've learned to let it go. I've learned that, you know what, if they were to pass away, I don't want this to be a mark in the hereafter or a witness against me or a witness for me on the day. I want it for me, not against me. It's all about the witnesses on the day of judgment. So I say by me being the better person, eventually, maybe not the first, second, third, fourth time, they will see the goodness.
But if they don't, God does.
God sees it.
Yeah.
I'm doing it for God, not for them.
Yeah, of course.
I don't care about them. At the end of the day, that's their loss if they don't want to respect me.
Yeah.
But for my own conscience, because if you don't forgive, it's toxic. You're holding toxicity inside here.
I don't know.
Bro, it's very toxic to hold things in.
I don't, but what happens if you, look, we could, I don't know how, it just happens.
You know,
I think it just happens.
Tonight I got a podcast with Danny Abdullah. He's a good friend of mine, the one that lost his 3 children.
Yes.
In the car accident. Me and him are doing tonight. When I asked him, you know, Danny, like, I see you hurting still. You still hurt. Like, I can see you hurt.
It has to be.
Even though you've gone and forgiven the driver and you talk to him now and you said he's part of your circle now, others will say, no way, man, I want to kill this guy. For you to get that, that's a blessing. But you still hurt, right? He goes, of course, man. Of course I'm still hurting.
Yeah.
But I need to move on for the sake of my family, for the sake of me as a soul, as a human, to move on in this world. I can't stay on this chapter. It's what's been done has been done. And a lot of the issues we have with our sibling rivalry or whatever, issues done is done. You know, today's problem is not tomorrow's problem. Every day is a problem in this world. You know,
I don't know how he does it, but how I do it, I wouldn't know.
The more you hold it, I think the more it eats at you, the more you eat, the more you are eating at your own self.
I agree with you, man. I agree, but it's tough. But even with
you know how I've learnt to become like this?
How?
For a lot of stuff I've been through in life, a lot of letdowns, a lot of BS's from people. I used to be the type, if you told me something, I won't sleep till I get it done. Then I realised people didn't care.
So how do you manage that?
I keep my circle very small.
Cold?
Just the people that are important to me. Who's important to me is my family.
Yeah.
My children, my wife, they are the ones that are going to be at my grave. The rest will come and leave. And then the circle after that is the people that are kind of around me always, and that's it pretty much. Everyone else is a hi-bye. Because that's what the world is, my brother. People will usually ring you 99% of the time and say, hey man, how you been? Good? And you're waiting for it. What's he want?
Yeah.
True?
Yeah.
How many times has someone said to you, just checking up on you, my bro, hope you're well? And he'll hang up, and you go, wow.
I don't know.
But that was the norm before, bro.
I was.
That was the norm. Now it's not the norm. That we feel like, man, he didn't want nothing. No, something's coming. It's got to be something in it.
Yeah. But yeah, look, because I want to talk about when you started bodybuilding, but I just feel God, me, regardless broken relationships, whatever's going on, I think, like I said, for me, God only, like I said, the struggle is that it keeps being a struggle. I don't know why. And for me, I don't know, I kind of know where my heart really lies and I have to ignore it. I kind of don't know how to deal with it because, like you said, sometimes it's just too much noise, too much talk, too much, like you said, do they really care?
I believe God wants you sometimes in that position because he finds you your most humblest in this position.
Maybe.
You'll find sometimes people stay sick and they ask God, cure me, and they don't get cured. And others get cured straight away. Ask yourself why. Because sometimes God wants that person in that state because he is the closest to his Lord in that state. Because once he's cured, he doesn't remember God anymore.
Wow.
Because a lot of people get cured and they forget what happened. It's like someone who's out in the ocean drowning. Save me, gets saved. Oh God, if you save me, I'll be the best person. They get back safe. Everyone forgets. That's human nature, to forget.
So he keeps him in the ocean.
No, so not that. He just, in that position, he knows what's best for you.
Yeah. Oh, look, I think I'm learning. You know what I'm learning? I don't pray enough. I'm learning I don't talk to God enough. And I'm learning I need to be more at peace and grateful to him and trust him more than trusting anyone else. And that.
How are you going to do that, but what's your plan on that? You've got to have a plan. If you know what the problem is now, how do you find the solution to it? What's the solution?
Well, the solution.
There is no solution for everyone, but I'm telling you, like,
Yeah, no, I don't know.
what would be your solution? What can you change that you think will bring you closer to God?
Well, I don't think I wake up with prayers. That's one. So I don't wake up with prayers. I don't go to bed with prayers.
Okay.
So
That's two big, massive changes in life already.
there you go.
Sleep with prayers and wake up prayers. You sleep and make prayers. You've left your soul with God.
Yeah. So, but what I'm saying is I don't, right? I think I've complicated it, so I'm going to try to make it that simple. That's one. And two, allow him for me to do actions that are uncomfortable, but I know build skin and strength with him. Does that make sense? So whatever I do, I'm just going to do it and let the outcome be what it will be, meaning of good. If I think I need to
Rely more on God.
but also when I send a message to someone, for that message not to be afraid of their perception of weakness or my perception of manipulation or what am I asking for, but stop for a second and do it through his eyes and let it go and keep moving. Just keep moving through faith. That's what I'm saying.
Be yourself,
How's that?
my brother. Just be yourself.
Was that all right? But
I think the first point was the best.
But that's what I'm saying to
Sleep
you.
and wake up to remembrance.
There you go. Well, there you go. But that's what I think, because I don't do that enough. I did, and also, like I said to you, but anything that I do, I don't have hesitation through him. That's what I'm saying. I don't have hesitation.
You know, bro, our body needs sustenance, but our soul needs sustenance.
Yeah.
We always forget and neglect the soul. Our soul is always about desires. But what is the soul? What is sustenance for the soul? What keeps it healthy? Keeping the circle small, keeping away from people, going to nature.
I've seen it. I've seen it coming around me now. Some people, and I'm thinking, I know that's trouble. Trust me, I know.
God's given you intuition for that.
I know.
He's been your eyes. He's been your ears. He's been, and if you can see it now, you act upon it.
I can see it.
And that's for everyone out there.
Yeah.
We're not talking about right now. We're talking, everyone's battling demons out there. Everyone's battling something. Yeah. But if you keep slipping, you will never, ever learn.
I can see it. Like I said, people are reaching out, and I think, like, it's also not stroking my ego like they're saying something about me, but it's entertaining me, reminding me of something, and temptation, whatever that temptation is we're talking about. And then I realise, how about I give it a day or two? But that's giving it that's me trying to stay away from it. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
for it to go away, or for me to go away.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
You're hoping it goes away.
Well, but only I can make it go away, but it is hard.
It's like when you kept ringing me for the podcast. I'd go, I can't do it. I hope he's going to go away. He's going to go away.
Were you hoping I'd go away?
And like, I thought, he'd kind of forget me. And I feel like, oh man, that's it. I got to do it for him. Like when I committed to the date, I said I'll do it because I'm going overseas a couple of days.
No, you gave me. You kept telling me, and I kept trying to move him. Like, he's the hardest person to book in, not you.
What it was because of the funerals. Like every time we book, I'm bound by my job.
But we were okay with that. But that's what I'm saying.
I hate cancelling on people on the same day.
No, but
I don't know what comes up. But because I got someone filling for me right now, I go, you know what? I'm going to book today and I'm going to pray to God that nothing happens. And if it does, I've got a backup. I'm going to do it for him.
Yeah, but...
And I'm here.
But just to let you know...
There was something that wanted me to come.
Oh, I'm glad.
Something kept telling me do this, even though it's outside what I do.
Yeah. But look, can I just tell you, you don't drink the bottom part.
Us Lebos do.
Oh, you can have it if you want.
No, that's the strongest part. That's why.
I'll tell you, you don't know how many people haven't replied, turned up. I've got scripts waiting at home. People cancel last minute. Well, the show goes on. It just goes on. But I just followed when you said, look, give it 3 weeks. And I'm the type, I write it in my diary. I don't think about it. I write in my diary, Ahmed, 3 weeks. And then I go, oh, Ahmed. And then I go, and because I wrote in my diary, it's like I have to fulfill the duty I wrote. And I can't cross that out. If you said no, it gets a blue mark.
Yeah.
No, sorry, it gets a red mark. Red mark means finished. Finished. But because, like I said, whatever was happening.
You know what I've noticed? I don't like popularity word and all that, but the more people want you, I find that it's, when you're a person that's very easy with people and very honest with people, people can take that softness and kindness for weakness. And then what happens a lot of times is my cup empties out, bro.
Oh, yeah.
And I still train every day.
Yeah, I know.
I still try to eat my meals on time.
All right, what time do you go to the gym?
I usually in the gym by 7.
7?
Yeah, I do my prayers in the morning and then I go all fasted. I don't eat.
So you like training fasted?
Well,
why?
I'm at a point in life now where food's not important like before. You might have saw me hold the esky, but it's...
Yeah, I saw you with the esky, but what about muscle growth? Don't you need food?
I just believe I don't know, bro. My muscle seems to stay.
They do.
Like I find that you know, when I'm seeing these images around the world, I can't sit there and eat a big meal and I just saw an image of a kid dying for a piece of rice, a grain of rice, and I sit there and bulging food that I can't eat anymore. You know, I follow this thing now where eat enough to keep my back straight. Eat enough so my back can stay straight. So I'm not like, you know, that's it. That's all I need. The muscle's there, bro. I've done my hard work.
You have.
You know, at the end, does it really matter? I've known when I got sick, brother, muscle was the last thing on my mind. It didn't matter how good you looked in that hospital bed with muscle. No one cared. No. You know, I remember I looked so good on dialysis, you know, and then because the water would fill up every couple of days because of kidney failure, I'd blow up to 130 and full, looking massive. But then I'd get this nurse who looks the unhealthiest, unfittest nurse, never done anything, going, you're unhealthy, you're sick, look at your creatine levels, 2,000. And I'm like, you look at you. But really, her kidneys were working, mine weren't. Yeah. She had figured to say what she... And I started thinking, it's not about the image, it's about now the inside. The inside. And that's where I talk about the young. Just, you know, I give them a lot of advice that, you know, for advice from, do you want to have kids? Like, you want to get married and have kids? And in our culture, the Lebanese, when they get married, if the lady doesn't get pregnant, it's they blame the girl always. Oh, she's infertile. It's the guy. Why isn't it the guy? Why isn't it what he did? He took. His bloody sperm counts are dead now.
Is it because you think it's steroids?
Of course it is.
Then, all right, so then what's going on out there? All right, let's go with...
Education.
Well, before you saw Shawn Ray on stage, before you saw all those bodybuilders, was steroids front and center in your mind for them? Never. Like you saw them, but you never had it front. It was there, but never front and center.
Never front and center.
Right? Never. So you'd go, look at these bodies. The first thing that, when you saw those bodies, was it made you go to the gym. It made you train.
Yeah.
Right? That was the first thing. Like even today when I talk to Shawn Ray, I don't think steroids ever. No. Still, right? So then we got these, but the kids today, and you thought to go on stage, hear me out. I'm shocked how many bodybuilders I know from the past have been on stage natural. I'm shocked. There was a certain point, I think, that they wanted to exploit it further on stage, further in their career, further it was, whatever it was, steroids. But today, no one's competing and they're on steroids. That's what is going on where people are, and also, have you noticed on social media, guys are going, they put the box up saying, ask me any question, and they're all steroid questions. They're answering them like they're doctors or they're answering like they're medical professionals. Yeah. And when you look at their bodies, you're thinking, well, where does this all match up? And why are we talking about this? And how could you encourage it because you take it? But the first thing you won't say is if you've lost your erection, but if you've, whatever's going on, you're not going to talk, no one ever brings up the negative.
No.
Right? And I'm thinking to myself, what have we become? Like these guys are offering advice on something that's not right. Meaning when I say not right, I'm talking about
ethically not right.
Well, it's not necessary. It's the sprinkle dust after you've got a good diet, you're sleeping well, and you're training hard, and whatever it is, okay, you know, I don't mind because you can't. You can think you can do it artificially. I told you I took a cycle at 49. That's when I realized, oh my God, I still have to train damn hard. I still have to sleep well. I still have to eat well. Oh my God. Packed meals, everything prepared. Get the cardio in. Like I realized I was doing that without the stuff.
Yeah.
All right. It gave me a few more kilos. It made a bit of a difference. Bit of water. But at the same time, the other thing I'll just tell you what made it funny, any symptom I had, which I had from 20s, kind of calm. It's all good now, but kind of colitis where you can get infection inside your bowels, right? Well, it brought that on, didn't it? In a big way. Also, I couldn't sleep, and also I thought I wanted more, and when I took more, it actually made me lose my hunger.
Worse.
I got worse because I thought I needed more, and then I went, so that was at 49. I'm 56. I never needed to touch it again. What I'm trying to say to you is, I kind of realised that isn't the foundation. The foundation behind it is the training, the food, the diet, the attitude, the discipline, the non-drinking, everything, just having a good life and being healthy in a way, but also enjoying life with training, enjoying your family with training, enjoying your job with training, enjoying people with training. Like you said 7 o'clock in the morning. What's your average workout? What do you think about firstly what I said? Like I said, everyone's taking steroids and not even going anywhere.
Because it's so readily available now. I call it olive oil. Because if they were all taking really real stuff, every single person out there looked jacked.
So you reckon we've got something?
I think a lot of people are just taking, you know what, they buy a bottle and they think, I'm going to become Hercules on this. Or I'm going to look like Schwarzenegger on this. Or I'm going to look like, Ronnie Coleman.
Do you think it's counterfeit as well?
There's a lot of watered down stuff. It's a business. People are making money out of this stuff. And then these guys take and have no idea that you still got to eat right, that you still got to train right, you still got to do cardio. Yeah. And you don't grow from one cycle. No. It's day in, day out, brick by brick by brick. They don't understand that.
And years.
I remember some workouts, man, it was war in there.
Yeah.
War. And I'd wake up at night, my nervous system was shaking from the big squats, the big back workouts, and I'd go to work the next morning.
I know.
Another thing, people forget that they have to work still. Doesn't pay the bills, social media. These people want to go there and show or the other one is they lean down a bit and then they say, I got lean because I'm taking this gear, and they're selling advertising their business. It's just all a load of crap, man.
It is.
The whole thing to me is a load of crap. You want to train, you want to grow, train for yourself.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, nobody's consistent out there these days. The consistency is nothing like, you see a guy in the gym, all of a sudden, because we had a 30-degree day. Everybody's saying, I've got to train now.
Yeah, or especially now, everyone's trying to, 1st of December, it's too late. Everyone at first day of summer.
Where were you in June?
Yeah.
When it was cold.
Yeah, where were you 12 months out? 3 months out, 6 months out.
No one thinks like that. And they think they're going to build that perfect body overnight and people will sell them stuff believing it's real and the internet doesn't help. And, I just think to myself, what a sad world. The priorities are all wrong.
Yeah.
Go and invest in the food. Go and invest in meal prepping. No one meal preps anymore. It's all boxes of food now. I'm guilty of it. I'm one of them. I eat it.
I food prep. I still do.
I've been food prepping all my life. It's just now recently that I get looked after.
Yeah, you get looked after.
Yeah, and I'm on the go. And I don't care about food. I'll go sometimes for a day without food.
Yeah.
Well, before, man, food was like the most important thing to me.
It is.
Now it's like, who cares? Who cares? I don't lift heavy.
Yeah.
I don't want to lift heavy. And every time I get an ego, like a couple of weeks ago, I was at World Gym and it was a Sunday. I finished work and I just went in there with like my work gear still. It was at 4 o'clock in the I'm going to do one of those workouts where I go home on a Sunday. So I said, you know what, I'm going to push the legs there, all the Panado equipment and that. Yeah. And one of the young guys was in there and he goes, oh man, you were like when I was young, you were this beast and this. And I was on the hack squat with one plate. And he goes to me, come on, is that what you lift? I said, brother, it's not about how much I lift. It's about what it does to me now. Yeah. Put another one. So he puts me another one. You can do another plate. Puts me through. I was on 5 plates. And I started, this. And I said, what am I doing? Anyway, I finished the workout and all that. And he goes, see, I pushed you. Like now he's pushing me. And I say, okay. For a whole week, my nervous system was broken, bro. Everything I did, I could feel my legs.
Yeah.
I said, I don't need this.
Yeah.
I actually don't need this anymore, bro. I go for my walks every day with my wife.
Nice.
I push the grandkids in the pram.
Nice.
I want to be functional. And where did I learn this? After I had kidney failure. Yeah. When I dropped weight and I saw I could bend my legs over now and I started playing tennis and doing all these sports, riding a skateboard. I said, bro, that's what I want to do now. I want to do the things I did when I was younger.
Yeah. What's his name? One personal trainer, one guy, his name is Warren Leppin. He's quite funny. But anyway, he mentioned that you can do concentration curls with 10 kilos, 20 kilos, but make it feel like it's 50 by the way you do it.
Yeah.
So in other words, you can make that in your hand be heavier than what it is by the way you do
the movement.
The way that you do the movement.
Yeah.
Because you can make that be double the weight.
You know who talks about that now? Nick Walker.
Does he? Yeah.
He does it. Like he'll tell you, I put 4 plates on, leg press.
Yeah.
We used to put 16.
I know.
He put 4 and he'll tell you, I make it burn as hell.
Yeah.
But you can.
Yeah.
You don't need heavyweight. I believe heavyweight is ego lifting.
It is.
You want to train your muscles or your ego? Are you training for powerlifting or are you training for hypertrophy? Like you're trying to look good?
Well, a lot of them say that. Even Nick Walker said, and he was talking with Milosh, and Milosh was agreeing. Nick Walker said some of the unorthodox movements I do on certain equipment, like if it's hitting my front delt, you think it's not the right exercise, but if I can feel it and I can do it, it's working. So he said some of the unorthodox moves I do that you think that can't work the front delts, but he goes, but I'm engaging it. Yeah. And Milosh goes, yeah.
You know, look on social media now, you see all this freaky stuff happening on there, right? Guys that have got unbelievable bodies that can do calisthenics and all that. Ask yourself, you can still have a good body and be functional.
Oh, amazing bodies, these people.
Yeah, I've seen, like, you know, there's one guy I follow, Blue something, his name is. He does backflips on treadmills and all this stuff, and he just competed in physique.
Yeah.
And he was ex-Marine, and all right, they're young. They got young blood in them. But guess what? You don't have to waste your youth in bodybuilding.
No, you don't.
And that's where I kind of feel bad for the young people that get into it, where they, you know, start to walk wobbly and start to, you know, that heading down that track of, bro, your mate's gonna buy a brand new car and you're still gonna be in a 20-year-old car.
Yeah.
And you're gonna ask yourself, no one cares about what you look like. They care about what you're driving now. You know what I'm saying? Like you get left behind. Because you put all this energy into your body. It's 1 hour. My workouts are, I walk in there, bro. I put the stopwatch on.
Yeah.
60 minutes. 60 minutes, I'm out.
Yeah.
If I talk to someone, that's my bad luck.
Yeah.
I put my earphones on. I put something motivational.
Yeah.
I like to listen to lectures. And I do my training. And, you know, I walk in there and whatever it is I do.
Really?
I don't
You don't have a plan?
No. I don't plan. All I plan is if I go to this gym, I'm going to use that equipment.
It's funny because there's a few bodybuilders that are like that. They just walk in and don't even.
I used to plan.
Yeah.
I used to live my workout before I got there. And if I couldn't get that equipment, it was all warring there. Now I don't care. If I see a little lady using the machine I want, guess what? I don't care. I'll go do walking lunges if I have to. Or I get the sled and I push the sled and I go, that's going to do my calves, my hammies, my legs.
It does.
That's another workout, right?
Yeah, it is.
I'll make it work. Multifunctional.
It's funny. So 17 is when you first. No, 17 was when you first did a comp.
17, I did my first comp. Yeah.
Yeah. Which one was that?
Miss Australia. So
And you won that.
I won Teenage Miss Australia. Yeah.
Was that a surprise to you and surprise to a few people around you? Like to go, you're so young, enter in and go for it and win?
You're talking back in 1995. Like this was in 95.
What are you talking about? That's where some of the most amazing physiques were, but also
that's what I wanted to be.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, we're talking about also criteria was very high.
Yeah.
It wasn't like...
There was no pro cards.
No pro cards. That's what I'm saying.
There's no like everyone's a pro.
Yeah, that's right.
And, you know, that was my first comp and it was the first time I ever had abs and first time like I kind of got on stage and learnt what to do. And obviously, you know, I worked for nearly 20 years as the backstage guy. I was always known as the backstage guy.
At?
All the comps.
Really? From when you were young, you used to go backstage?
Everyone knew Ahmad as the backstage guy.
Right.
All those guys, every single pro that came out, I was the guy that took him on stage and oiled him up and looked after him. You know, Shawn Ray, I'll tell you a story, Shawn. Shawn Ray, when he came out in 1995, I think it was, I think he had come second in Mr. Olympia. We were at St. George Leagues Club. That's where the comp was. After he wanted to eat, so that we took him to Sizzler. It was just me and him. I was a P-plater. I had a rubbish little car. He sat in it. Back then, he had a Lotus and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And he ordered food. I didn't have money to eat, bro. So I had to watch him eat. And he was eating this, you know, remember they give you the toast with the thing on it? And he's eating. And a couple of people seen him and said to him, you know, can you give me some advice on what to eat, health? And he goes, if you eat tuna, you look like tuna. And if you eat burgers, you look like burgers. In other words, if you eat lean, you eat lean. If you eat burger, But he was eating whatever he wants, obviously because he just gets posed and all that. Yeah. And I was just watching like this in awe that I'm with him and all this stuff. And I met him a lot of times after that and, you know, And I thought to myself, I want to be like that one day. I want to, I remember seeing a picture of Paul Dillette on a magazine with a carton of milk standing in a fridge with a black Bond shirt. And I always imagine myself, I'm going to be like that. I'm going to have that look.
Yeah.
Even when I train, sometimes I'd mimic the way they were training.
Wow.
I'd see their images come up and I'm going to do the same.
What was the next comp after that?
Miss Australia.
How did you go there?
I won that.
How old?
I was 21, 22 or something.
Okay, Mr. Australia.
So what happened was Ivan Sadek, he won the year before it. Big
Yes.
Ive. Before it was Kyprios.
Yes.
He got his pro card, then Ivan got his pro card, then I competed that year. The year after him, after Bruce Leon and all that. It was that era.
So
of time.
Ivan Sadek,
Yes.
he's got a brother.
Jimmy, cousin.
Which one's that?
Jimmy Sadek.
The one that just competed recently? Talking about Jimmy now? The one that has the gym out at, or trains out at Seven Hills?
Yeah, Jimmy.
Yeah, there's another one. There's a Joe Sadek and his brother as well. There's a few bodybuilders.
Oh, look, now when I see people, I say, my father's that guy. And I'm like, damn. Like, you were a little baby when I last saw you.
Yeah,
you're 27 years old. We forget how quick, 2
So how many
decades
comps? So what else? So you got Mr. Australia. What else?
I did the Miss Australia. I did a lot of little Port Macquarie's and one dam, all that.
Yeah.
There was no comps back then, bro. It's not like there's a comp every week.
It was all in the RSL
It was New
clubs.
South Wales, Miss Australia. That was it.
Yeah.
And then I remember I did the Miss Australia. I won Miss Australia and I said to my wife, I'll never forget it. I was 20 years old or 21 years old and I said to my wife, put the pies in the oven, I'm coming home. And I didn't know how to, I bought Speedos. I was wearing Speedos. And that was it, bro. I never jumped on stage ever again.
When was that?
1998,
What
7.
made you stop?
I thought to myself, that's it, I'm done.
You're done.
I achieved my goal.
Yeah.
My dream was, when I used to see Kevin Levrone, I remember he'd lift his shirt and go like this and, that shredded look, but with the jumper looked like nothing.
Yeah.
And when I finally did that, and I did it to a lot of people because I it was an illusion, wear loose.
Yeah.
And then I'd go, and even Hazem, I remember I did it a few times to him back then. And I'd go, look at this, and I'd lift it and that was the biggest satisfaction back then.
Of course.
To see people freak when they see just chiseled.
We loved it back then, man. Sometimes on stage you never got to see it perfectly. Because they never had good lights back then anyway. It wasn't.
I just loved the fact that I could just freak people out.
Yeah.
And, when you achieve that, after that, that paved the way for cardio in my life. Cardio became part of my life.
Yeah.
I never stopped doing cardio.
Did you ever want to be a PT?
I tried it.
Yeah.
I did my Cert 4s and all that.
Yeah.
First gym I went to was when Rockdale Fitness first opened.
Yeah.
Me and Commando.
I trained there.
Me
Commando.
and Commando. We were doing the course together.
Really?
Yes. And Commando and me worked there.
Commando Steve.
Yes, Steve, yeah. And I just, what happened was I was starting to lose love for the sport.
When you worked it?
Yeah, when I started PTing, people giving me their, we're hardcore trainers. And people with their training giving me their sad stories.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm like, I don't want to hear this crap. How am I going to psych myself up for my workout? You know what our pre-workout was back then, bro? It was a cup of hot water with a big tablespoon of Nescafe, shake it exactly like that black stuff and go train.
Yeah, of course.
That was our workout, bro. After a long day on the building site, I was digging graves and doing a lot of heavy stuff all day.
Well, I did my Cert 3 and 4. And the reason I didn't personal train is I thought they were going to spoil it for me. That's why I didn't train anyone. I trained one or two girls. And in the end, I said, no, I like going to the gym. If I'm working in the gym, I'm not going to like it. What I'm saying is if I got a job in there, I think it would have taken my joy.
Yeah. And then what I did was when fitness first opened I was at Sylvania.
Yep.
And then I realised I could go to all of them. So,
that was a good path.
Shawn Ray was my mentor in the car stuff. So I ended up, my first sports car I bought was a Honda NSX in 2000. And that was my gym car. It was always my gym car. It's 2-seater. So it was my gym bag and me.
That's a nice car.
Yeah.
The Honda NSX.
NSX.
What's that worth now?
Oh, they're big money now. But
I
back
know.
then it was worth 80,000.
I know. It was like the Ferrari of Honda.
Yeah. So I had a 4-wheel drive Jeep for family and I had the Honda NSX, my gym car. I was living that dream that I saw.
Of course.
And
Shawn Ray driving a Lamborghini as well.
I'd come home always 3:30. You know, on the building site, if I didn't finish my bobcat work, I didn't care, bro. I'd pack up. The builder run, no, where you going? I said, brother, I'm gone. Simple. There's always tomorrow. That was my attitude. Because gym came first.
Yeah.
The only days I would stay was the days off training. I would work back. And, bro, I would come home, park, have a 15, 20-minute snooze, get ready and get in the car. And today I'm going St. Leonard's. I'm going Chatswood. I used to go to every day of the week was a different fitness first. Bond Street. And what it was go there and put a show on.
Really?
That was my attitude. You know, shoulder press 4 plates, just crazy stuff, bro.
Yeah.
And bro, I remember like people would freak.
Fitness First wasn't ready for that.
No. And what happened was we ended up being an entourage of 3, 4, 5 boys going.
Yeah.
So they would go follow me
The
there.
entourage.
And we'd be all training. And, you know, you got these Middle Eastern boys who, everyone's lifting like a gorilla in there. And then you got all these office workers in the city looking at us going.
Because Bond Street was pretty cool.
Yeah, Bond Street, yeah.
The two levels on
David Kosh used to be there, Koshy.
Koshy used to be
Yeah,
there.
he used
What are you
to-
talking about?
he used
Koshy
to-
used to train there, correct?
Yeah.
I saw him there, and also I saw Bob Carr train there.
Bob Carr, yes, the premier back then.
Hey, we crossed paths, brother.
Yeah, I know, but you know what people said? People would say, we don't want people like him here about me. That was what people would say. We don't want people like him.
Why?
Intimidation.
Of course.
But I was the nicest person in the world, bro. I never hurt anyone.
Yeah, but the thing is, don't you think that...
You know, I've never had a street fight, bro.
But do you think that the bodybuilding look, like, is it ever going to be a look that they think, oh, he's the most intelligent person in the world, or he's this or he's that?
See, what I wanted to be, I wanted to change the stereotype of bodybuilding. When they see a big guy, young people think automatically he's works as a bouncer, so he's in a nightclub,
Or a drug dealer.
or he's a drug
Bikie.
dealer if he drives a nice car,
Or a bikie.
or he's a bum.
Yeah.
But when I became intelligent and, you know, bought my house and was doing good money and business and driving nice cars, and I got my first Ferrari in 2000.
Oh, really?
People, like, you make a stand for yourself, because I always said the car is the first look by people. So I always believed, drive the car, people are looking at the car.
Of course.
But once you park the car and get out of the car, no one looks at you. They look at the car still. I wanted to be the one that walked out of the car. People kept looking at me and didn't look at the car anymore, through your size and what you did.
You had it.
And that was how I kind of moved it, you know. And I look back now and go, how stupid, you know. Now I drive a funeral car around and people look even more. Because that humbles everyone, bro. People in a Lamborghini, Ferrari, whatever car they have, when you drive a Ferrari, when you drive a funeral car, it humbles people, bro.
Oh. What was your favourite car? Just doesn't matter.
McLaren.
Huh?
When I had the McLaren.
You had the McLaren? Which year was that?
Just recent, like I've always had cars. Even till now I have mine.
Really? What do you got?
I kept the 458, the Ferrari.
Really?
Because it's a collector's. It's the last of the aspirated. So
What year is that? What year is that?
That came in 2010 to 14.
Wow.
So that's the one with the 3 exhausts at the back.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you still got that?
Yeah, that's just hidden
When do
away.
you take that out?
Never, man.
I was going to say.
Maybe once a month it gets driven just for the battery. It's on a charger.
Wow.
I don't have that love for it anymore. I used to have this massive love for cars.
Yeah.
You know, I remember in one stage on its own, I had a Mercedes GL for the family.
Yeah.
I had the Ferrari F12 thing, and I had a Lamborghini Huracan.
Wow.
All parked in and I choose which car I'm going to go today.
Yeah, like sneakers.
And it was just, to me, it was a point of success. It showed that, you know,
Yeah, of course.
I didn't want to buy houses and property, because I believe your success, live it now.
Yeah.
And that's what gave me happiness, you know. And now it's more or less, I can't go and do a funeral and bury someone and be around my mate's dad who just died and all this sadness, and then get in a car and be happy again. It doesn't do it for me anymore.
So
my happiness is me getting home, sitting at the front yard, looking at the river, having a cup of tea. I swear that's my happiness.
So when did you start as an undertaker?
When I was 17, I got a job collecting bodies on the side. I was like a government contractor, so I used to go around in those vans collecting the dead bodies.
What do you mean going around collecting the government?
So government contractor was you go collect bodies from the morgues.
Right.
So Glebe morgue and Westmead morgues. So, and you then take them to the funeral homes.
Right. Why? Why government? So these people didn't have families?
No, they're just someone who dies, accidents, all that kind of stuff. They get taken to the coroner.
Oh, yes.
It's government contractors that.
Oh,
do it.
right. Yes.
So I used to work for a firm, and I used to always work for the Muslim funeral guys too. I used to collect bodies and bring them from hospitals to the funeral parlors, and that was a side job,
Yeah.
And what I used to do was I used to go on my own. So I used to go get $30 a body, and they used to give me 50. So $20 goes to the person that helps me, and 30 goes to me, being the driver. So I used to go and do it myself, and get the whole 50, and it was like a killer because my study was $60 a fortnight. So I'd be making this mad money.
Yeah. Like every true wog.
But like every true wog, me, myself, and I. And then that was at 17, and then at 18 and a half, 19, my dad got me into excavation because my dad was into building, and he said to me, get an excavator and that, and then a job came up at the cemeteries. So I became a contractor digging graves.
Yeah.
So I dug from 1998 to 2015 at the cemeteries.
And then?
And like during that, I was doing other stuff too. So I started putting people digging and, doing travels, and I did some Army Reserve stuff. I worked in the police a bit.
Yeah.
I did my bachelor in policing. Yeah, I majored in criminal. I did a lot of community stuff. I did all the stuff I loved. I was never ever deprived of what I wanted to do in life. God gave me everything I wanted.
Yeah.
And then
So you were a police officer for a little while?
I was an ethnic liaison officer.
What?
Ethnic community. It's called the ECLO. Now it's called the MECLO, multicultural.
What's that?
So what I was I was a conduit between the community and the police.
Okay.
Because I could speak Arabic and that, and I was in the St. George area.
Okay.
So I would, go talk to young guys who are about to, wreck their lives. At 15, you're still under the Youth Act.
Yeah.
You still have a chance to, pull up. So I'd go there, talk to them, events for the ethnic community. I'd be, I was based in St. George Police with the crime management unit, but I'd be going around doing that stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was a good life, and I do that till now. I still help all the local community stuff.
Really?
Yeah, I do a lot
And
of
then
stuff.
what? And then now this is.
And then I went to Dubai. I did a lot of stuff in Dubai, training the police there, doing stuff there with the Dubai government, and the first Dubai Pro Show. I was the one that started it. I was the first guy. I brought Shawn Ray there. It's the first time any of the American bodybuilders went to Dubai.
What year was that?
2015.
Wow.
And they were crapping themselves.
Who was?
Shawn, and because they all thought it was like Syria or Middle East. They thought it was a war there.
Right.
But this is Dubai. Like there was no comps in Dubai. There was nothing. And the first comp was males only. It was called. I'll show you. It was called the Dubai, the Dubai Pro Show, and that's where what's his name got his pro card. Hadi
Really?
Chopin at the he did the amateurs.
And how did you organise that?
Rolly did the pros that night. Hadi got his amateur and jumped into pros that night. He got second. He should have really won it. And Rolly Winkler qualified for the Olympia that year there.
He's a massive beast too.
Yeah.
So how did you get involved in that at 2015?
So what happened was
because you were doing a lot of things then.
Yeah, but I was always in bodybuilding, and I remember there was a thing that come up about the Dubai Pro Show. Kevin Lever goes, "I'm coming to Dubai." Shawn Ray, "I'm coming to Dubai," and then I did a video and I posted it saying, "I'm coming to Dubai," just a muck around with a beanie and a hat. I was in a Taraga, Pro Show, come to the Pro Show, It was a muck around. Bro, and I get a message saying, "What's your contact number?" So I sent my number. I get a phone call. This is such and such, something Khan. He goes, "I work for Mr. Balushi in the UAE." He said, "You did a video about this. Would you like to come to the Pro Show?" So they knew that, like they saw my thing that I worked because the Arnolds with Tony, Paul Graham. I was the backstage guy, so I was the king of backstage. I used to be the best at organising everyone.
Really?
But I used to get everything to the T. Like
so with Tony, Paul Graham, everyone.
Paul Graham before, then I moved with Tony a little bit.
Yeah.
And I said, "Yeah, I'll do the backstage stuff for you." He's like, "I'm happy to," and I could speak Arabic, so they loved it.
Yeah.
And so I went over there. They flew me over there, and I told Shawn I'm coming, so he got kind of happy that I was going to be there. And I remember they would sit, and I'd sit with them. We'd talk English and that, and the UAE guys were like, because they couldn't speak to him, they had no connection. Well, we had connection from Australia and all that, and that's where it started, bro. And then he took me to the amateur Olympia in Jordan. It was an amateur Olympia in Jordan there, and Big Ramy was with us and all them. And I did a lot, man. I enjoyed it a lot.
Are you sharing everything, man? Is there anything we're missing here about your bodybuilding career? What else?
There was a lot, man. There was A lot of stuff.
So who's your favorite bodybuilder?
So look, Ronnie Coleman, I got to spend time with him. I went to Arlington. I stayed with him in his house.
What?
Yeah, bro. Like I did. I met his mum.
Why? How?
Our funeral that we did. So Ronnie did this thing called Ronnie Weekend. It was called Ronnie Weekend. He was doing a Ronnie Weekend where people came for 2 days and trained Ronnie camp. So I said to him, I want to do it. And it was like, you want to come from Australia for that? I said, yeah. And Ronnie already knew me because when he'd come to Australia, I would drive him around, take him to restaurants, send him with the boys, all that. And he goes, oh yeah, man, if Ahmed wants to come, let him come. It's fine. So I went over to Arlington and I ended up staying a few days there. And I'd be with me and him, bro, in the yellow Hummer driving around, all this stuff, bro. Like, that's where I learned that he's a freak, man. His routine is his routine.
What do you mean?
Like, all right, he'd get up in the morning, he'd do his little bit of cardio, he'd eat exactly like the videos, he'd get ready, we'd go to the gym at 10 o'clock, whatever, train, and I was with him in the gym, and the gym was filthy, man, like Brian Dobson, dog food bags, electrical wires, the toilet was broken, all this stuff. And then we'd go to Black Eyed Pea after, eat there, only because it was $5.95. You'd get 3 sides and a main meal, chicken breast, and then he'd drop me off, and then he'd go, I think, disappear for a bit. And then we'd go Outback Steak, eat again, and then he'd disappear at night. I don't know where he'd go. Girls, whatever. He had his own thing going.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when he'd come pick me up again the next morning, he'd see me on the cardio. Because I'll do cardio every day. And he'd look at me, he goes, you do cardio every day? I said, yeah. He goes, why? I said, I love it. He goes, okay. Keep loving it then. It's like, I didn't understand that they hated cardio. I loved it, bro. I found cardio kept me, I could watch movies, I could catch up on things I didn't have a chance while still working on my body.
Yeah.
Yeah, not sitting there eating popcorn,
I love it.
So that, Shawn Ray, I got to see him a bit. Milos, spent time, Dubai.
You spent with Milos too?
Yeah, Milos, especially in Dubai, we got very close. Like, he was, because Dubai started to grow.
Yeah.
And they kept me coming back. And even Binos, you heard of Binos Gym? Binos, the famous gym everyone goes to.
Where at?
In Dubai.
No, I don't.
Well, the Binos Gym started with nothing but in a apartment. And then I remember helping him move the machines. And like, I had this knowledge from here when I went there. Nobody had it. But I didn't stay. I didn't have any, God had another plan for me. I would go there right till COVID, man. And then COVID kicked in and they said to me, I was in Dubai, do you want to stay or go? Because Dubai was going into lockdown. I said, no, I'll go back home, man. Nothing happens in Australia because we hadn't got nothing here.
All right, yeah.
And as soon as I landed here, 2 weeks later, COVID kicked in. And
did that change the trajectory for you, you think?
yeah, because that's when I got sick. I couldn't travel anymore and my health started to deteriorate, and that's when my kidney failure came in. And I thought maybe it's because I can't travel anymore because I was so used to traveling.
Wow, what an experience. So who else have you met? Have you met, so Shawn Ray, what about Dorian Yates?
Yeah, I met Dorian when he came here, like when he was peak.
Oh, man, I remember him. Which did he do it at Revesby
Cronulla.
Workers? Or which
Leagues.
club was he at that he came and guest posed?
Cronulla Leagues.
Man, he was like 2 bodies, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was huge.
He was very dry.
Yeah, he was massive. I remember him when he came in.
Lee Haney, I remember, Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah.
I was young back then. Because I was always with Paul Graham.
You're bodybuilding royalty, mate.
I don't know, bro, I got numbers here. Like, I just don't talk about it anymore.
So I just can't believe you hung around with Ronnie Coleman as well. Like
Jay, me and Jay got very close.
Who, Jay Cutler?
Yeah, bro. Bro, I remember
the only closest I have with Jay is
they all came to my house. They all sat with my kids.
We're here?
Phil Heath came to my house.
In Australia?
Yeah.
Wow.
I never talked bodybuilding with them. Every single one of them, I never asked them a question about training. And I think that's where kind of, maybe they liked me for that reason. I didn't care. We talked about life. We talked about what our purpose on this earth is. We talked about our families. We talked about how we see life. And I noticed with every single one of them,
what did you notice?
They knew that they were that their time was running out.
For competing?
In the sport.
Yeah.
And a lot of them didn't have another plan. Only Jay did, I remember.
Yeah, it's pretty business.
Jay had a plan already. But the rest didn't know what they're going to do. Chris called me, man, like, with him, when he's always here. He was like, Brother, they got what? All right.
They've been on my podcast, you know that.
Yeah, but what I realised about them, bro, was they're all got no money, man. Like, I look at, you're the best in the sport, and you actually you can bring him for nothing. Then the best in tennis, you can't even speak to him. He's worth $50 million.
Do you think it's bodybuilding?
It's just, the cliche of bodybuilding, the
image. Do you think it's gone, but has it gone cheap, bodybuilding now?
Look, don't get me wrong. Every single person, the best soccer player in the world, the best whatever, loves big biceps and chests and all that, right? But everyone knows the consequences, the sacrifice that has to be done for that, body-wise.
Yeah.
Training, there's a lot of people that train very hard in life. Everyone knows that top athletes train hard. So I believe the discipline can be applied in anything if you have it. But it's the sacrifice you put your body through. That your health is going to pay for this.
Yeah.
That your...
A lot of them have suffered.
A lot of them have suffered. A lot of them will tell you that. I mean, I saw what's his name? The Dominican guy. Martini. From the Dominican Republic. What's it?
No, I think
Victor Martinez. Victor.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just had some back surgery stuff and that. He went down to nothing. Everyone goes. I remember Dennis Wolf, when I seen him here and this, he was a giant. And he's like skinny. It's just not humanely possible to... I love seeing the guys who just at old age still have it.
There's a few.
Yeah. And whatever they're doing, who cares? He's taking steroids. Guess what, brother? He's 70 years old. Good on him.
Yeah, exactly.
Good on him.
Yeah,
You know?
100%.
So
I've also noticed that you're quite the character on TikTok. I'm going to finish up shortly, but you're quite the character on TikTok. How much can you eat? Do you eat all that food they give you?
no, bro. Just one bite. One bite and I can't eat that.
And who's the backpack guy?
Freddie, that's who I
Freddie.
was supposed to... I just looked at the time and go, damn, it's 1 o'clock.
Sorry, yeah. With Freddie, he's quite funny with the backpack. It reminds me of what's it called? That girl with the backpack.
Dora the Explorer.
Dora the Explorer.
Yeah, that's what I call him.
He's got his backpack, but he's done well to keep it there.
Yeah, look, I help him, he helps us. Like, with the platforms now, we can help businesses, promote businesses.
I've noticed that.
And that helps businesses, bro. It actually makes a difference.
Does it make a difference?
Yeah, it does. People know that they're there now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of businesses are open. People they don't know they're there.
Yeah.
When they see what they have, people go and visit them. Everybody wants something different.
Yeah. But it seems like you're having a lot of fun in the Acai Underworld. I saw there was an arm wrestle.
Bill, yeah, we did an arm wrestling comp and that. Like, I'm not into that, but
they bring you along, don't they?
I mean, I'm just... They're my ideas, They're like things they're my ideas. Like, I love these ideas and that. But
and you bring them in as the stars?
we work together,
Yeah.
We work together, but it's...
You're a bit of you're definitely behind the scenes, aren't you?
In what way?
In everything. In life, I think maybe the bodybuilding stage, and your body was amazing, but I think you're amazing behind the scenes. I think as well the fact that you do this, like I said, the Undertaker right now.
Yeah.
But behind the scenes, you're quite amazing. What I think is, you're like the analogy I'm trying to bring is like an iceberg. We might see what we see on top of the surface, but what's happening underneath?
Call me the cuddly bear, mate.
The what?
The cuddly bear.
The cuddly bear?
You look like a bear, like you're, but then you're soft inside,
Yeah, no. I think you're. What I'm saying.
I like to be human to people.
What I'm saying is you are more than what we see in talent, in heart, in giving, in organising, in offering. Your iceberg, but underneath what you're doing, no one really sees.
No one sees.
We think it's a lot already.
No one sees how many parents bring them to me. Every day I talk to kids.
Yeah.
Every day I counsel kids. Every day I'm dealing with people's problems. Away from my job, what I do anyway.
Yeah.
I'm in my community, I'm a pillar. And wherever I go, they all stop and they all love me. And this is the legacy I want to leave behind.
I can see that.
A key for goodness.
And the undertaking, like I said, I don't know, how you do it. Now I see you're going to South Africa, you're traveling. What's happening around there? What's all this travel?
So there's events company called Light Upon Light.
Yep.
So Mufti Mink and a couple of the big speakers, these guys have got 10 plus million followers and stuff like that. They invited me to be on stage with them to talk, to do my thing, because what's happening now, the whole world wants to see you. See, with me, I'm not a person that stands and talks. My best talent is what people watch me do, because I've bought death. I've made it go viral.
You have.
In what way? That it's so much more acceptable now. It's not a taboo, and it's mainly, obviously it's the Muslim way, and I bring in that what we do. And what I do is I narrate every single person's story to the world. Every single person dies had a story. I don't believe someone should die and be forgotten about. I believe that guy's father, mother, or even he's unknown, and we get them. I still want to tell his story.
Well, you said someone didn't have family. I remember seeing
A lot
that
of
one.
them, yeah.
A lot of them didn't have. You told me the recent one where the guy in the change room.
Yeah.
You just mentioned
Just
that,
on Sunday, yeah.
just on Sunday, the change room. And do you find is everyone okay with that as well? I'm just wondering.
99.9% are, because it's remembering their loved one, man.
Yeah.
Everybody wants their loved one. Everybody wants to, everybody wants you to remember their mum that passed away or their dad that passed away. It gives relief. It gives, like grief doesn't discriminate. Mental illness doesn't discriminate. Death doesn't discriminate. Faith, it's got nothing to do with faith. All of it, we're all humans. So we all got to find some mechanism that we can all be with one another. Nobody can go and walk the road lonely, man. As much as you think you're a champion, a hero, at the end of the day, brother, you need people. You need people. Everyone needs people.
It's true.
And the one who thinks he doesn't, then he's I don't believe he's a human.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I've watched you do what you do, and I'm thinking to myself, how do you do it? But you do it. I don't know. I'm not trying to use the word eloquently. You do it your style. It's not like
I do it with dignity.
You do it with dignity. That's right, and you do it in a way that just the way you speak.
The way I do it. I'm authentic. I speak my heart. I don't script nothing ever.
Because I've seen you get teary. I've seen you get teary, and I've seen you speak with even showing some joy, excitement that he's going to go see God.
Yeah.
Like
because I hear their stories that they've worked so hard in their life
Yeah.
to be good people.
Yeah.
And they wanted to meet God, and they died in a good way, and they left, charities behind them where they've done so much good. They want their prize. Like I said, it's a prize for them. That's why I get teary. That's why I cry. And every time I give these people their rights, the wash, the ghusl, and shroud them in the perfect way we shroud, I say, he's going to be a witness for me on the day of judgment. He's going to say, God, he gave me my rights. He did not take a shortcut with me. From the moment he passed away, I'm at the hospitals fighting to get him released. We die in the morning, we're buried by lunch. That's how quick we get it done. I fight for it. I could well and truly turn my phone off and say, we'll do it tomorrow. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah. Why so? Is it how quick it should be? Is that in the Muslim faith?
In our faith, we bury as quick as possible, because once the body passes, it's a corpse now. It decomposes hour by hour. There's no dignity for it anymore. The dignity is to be put back into the earth. Let the soul reunite with the body.
Wow.
If it's alive, it's a different story. It's meant to be on the world.
All right, we're going to go over the body. Everyone goes over the body now. Meaning, one exercise, sets and reps.
Oh, okay, yeah, nice.
Not burials.
Different.
Different. But we're still shocked, me and Chris. What a great story. Enjoyed all the people that things you've mentioned. Made us reflect a lot, but fun. I'm so grateful. Thank you for coming on. Now let's go over the body, yeah? Traps. What would you train?
Shrugs, barbell.
Sets, reps?
Sets about 4 to 5. Reps between 8 to 12, depends on the weight.
Yep. Delts, outer delts.
Sides.
Sides.
Dumbbell raises, lateral raises.
Yeah.
High reps, 15s.
Yep. Rear delts.
Rear delts, bend over.
Yep.
I like on an incline bench.
Yeah.
Isolate it more.
Yeah.
Same thing. 10 to 12 reps on those is good, because it targets them.
Yeah.
I don't find the repec deck machine effective like dumbbells, because it uses a lot more the muscle.
Yep. Front delts.
Front delts, I love it with front delts. It's just raises, man.
Yeah.
Just front barbell raises. It's doing them like this, and supersetting them with a bit of the shrugs.
Yeah. Terry Mitzos told me also, if you do shrugs, But you do outer?
Outer, yeah.
Outer gets the front and the side.
That was Flex Wheeler's favourite. You'd see him when he was...
Really?
Yeah, have real wide.
I did not know that.
Gets him out.
Okay, there you go. Back?
Back, bro, nothing beats barbell rows.
Barbell rows?
Heavy barbell rows.
Barbell rows, yeah. Chest?
Chest. I used to love chest. My chest is all injured because I got bad shoulders and that. But, man, incline bench press.
Yeah. Barbell or dumbbells?
Barbell.
Bicep?
Barbell curls. Standing.
Yep. Tricep?
Triceps, I love the rope.
Yeah.
Just
Rope extension.
Just isolates it.
Nice. Abs?
Abs, get on weights, grab the cable, and bro, do 100 reps.
Crunches?
Crunches, yeah, with heaviest weight you can.
100, okay.
Even if you have to stop and breathe, then go again. And just try to work for that 100 ripper.
100 reps. I love that. Forearms? Forgot to mention forearms.
Oh, forearms were hammers.
Hammers?
I love them with a kettlebell.
Yeah?
Grab the kettlebell like that and just...
I've never done kettle. I'm going to give them a go. Quads?
Squats, bro.
Squats?
Straight squats.
Yeah. Hammies?
Hammies, stiff-legged deadlifts. Everything else hurts me, man.
Yeah.
I just find stiff-legged the best.
I do, but yeah, you really got to engage in that one. You got to really find it.
Or there's just the reverse-seated curl.
Yeah, reverse it.
Gets 'em.
Glutes?
Glutes, now there's good machines. You
Yeah.
do the, the lunges.
Yeah.
Otherwise, bro, heavy squats works your glutes, bro.
Yeah, it does. Calves?
Standing calf or donkey, if you can find a donkey machine,
I know.
that's good.
Metroflex has got a donkey machine.
Yeah, they're good, bro. Or you can get some on your back.
You know what? You can stay there forever. Just lean over and you go forever.
It doesn't, there's no strain on
No
your
strain on
ankles,
nothing.
back,
Nothing. It's beautiful.
Good machine, yeah.
Good machine. I was going to say tibialis. That's the front of the calf, but don't worry about that. Where can we find you, mate? Where can the world find you?
I'm on, obviously, social media. You got to put them up. Aussie, I don't even know the names. I think it's on
Aussie
Instagram,
Mammoth.
Aussie Mammoth, AUSSIE or
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, on TikTok, it's the Muslim Undertaker.
Muslim Undertaker.
And Facebook, it's just my name.
And what about, you got YouTube going or anything like that?
I did start a YouTube, but I'm not onto it, bro. Like, I don't. It's too much on your own.
Social media's hard.
I do have people managing stuff, but you know what? I've always been in control of everything I have.
Oh, there. You prefer to stay that way?
I'd rather stay like that, bro.
Yeah.
I'm authentic. I don't. Nothing is edited that I put out.
Wow.
I just learned now how to put the captions so people can say, because people kept asking, like, because our accent is not clear for overseas people.
All right.
So the captions are good.
That's good. That's good.
But seeing your videos go worldwide it's amazing for me,
I can only imagine. I mean, can I just ask before you go, how does it feel knowing that there's, like, we've got 5,500 followers, right? And we think we get a little bit surprised by 1 million in 1 month, sometimes views.
Yeah.
But how do you feel that so many people are following you, so much is being seen? Does it overwhelm you?
Look, when you're looking and seeing, 103 million views in the last 30 days.
Yeah, that's right.
Sometimes I think, man, imagine each one gave me 5 cents.
I know.
No, just joking. It's amazing. But I don't notice it till I travel. I've done 9 trips overseas this year. And every part of the world, I've gone from America to Canada to UK. People just know you.
This is what I was going to say.
Through the airports, you're the Undertaker guy. You're the Undertaker guy. And these aren't Muslims.
Yeah.
I'm
not.
And you're doing such a great job. Thank you.
Wow.
I think it gives people peace because when you lose a loved one, everybody can relate with death because everyone's lost someone they love or they care about or they know. So, and everyone feels the same, bro. We're all humans. We all go through that same feeling. And that's where I'm pretty blessed in doing what I do, and I love what I do.
Well, mate, you're the same person that I saw online to listen right now. Actually, you're a bit more handsome in person.
Like I didn't fix my beard today.
I want to say thank you very much.
Good to meet you, my bro.
Likewise.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the coffee.
Oh, you're welcome. Hey, guys, another podcast done with another wonderful guest. They're all greats, no matter who they are. So, to continue what we're doing and to keep supporting you and bringing the very best, if you could subscribe, hit the notification bell, press like, it only helps us to grow this channel even further. We really appreciate the support and to go and find more all around the world. Bring them here to Muscle Talks podcast and share real, raw and honest conversation around a sport we love, bodybuilding. Please subscribe. Thank you for watching this podcast. Thank you for watching all podcasts. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking.
So subscribe, hit the notification bell, like, and continue watching us here on YouTube or listening to us here on Spotify.